prayer.
God is lifting her even in this moment and in this darkest place.
Investigators say they have not identified any suspects or persons of interest, although the family has offered to meet a ransom demand. Apparently, the kidnappers are not reaching out to the family. Republicans and Democrats bitterly divided over federal agents wearing masks. This as Congress works to avert another partial government shutdown.
Facing Friday's midnight deadline, lawmakers are locked in a debate over funding Homeland Security. And the central question is whether to ban face masks by immigration enforcement officers. The House Democratic leader says unmasking the federal agents is a hard red line in the negotiations. But most Republicans say the current political climate leaves the immigration officers exposed to harassment if their faces and identities are made public. Greg Clugston, Washington.
6,000 San Francisco public school teachers manning the picket lines this morning.
It's the city's first such walkout in nearly 50 years. The strike comes after teachers and the district failed to reach an agreement over higher wages, health benefits, and more resources for students with special needs. The San Francisco Unified School District closed all 120 of its schools and said it would offer independent study to some of its 50,000 students.
And that's correspondent Bill Alexander reporting. On Wall Street, ahead of this morning's opening bell, the Dow futures are down 25 points. NASDAQ futures 4 points higher. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Newsmax, you like Newsmax. I like it too. Newsmax, you like Newsmax. I like it too.
It's true. Millions of Americans agree with President Trump, and they're switching to Newsmax. They're watching great shows with Greta, Carl Higbie, Rob Schmidt, Finnerty, and more. If you're tired of big media, start watching Newsmax. It's free to start. Go to NewsmaxPlus.com for immediate access. Get all of President Trump's most important events live. Imagine watching Mike Huckabee's Israel Report, our Melania documentary, Clint Eastwood, Charlie Kirk specials, even the movie Jesus of Nazareth by Franco Zeffirelli. Once you start Newsmax Plus, you won't stop. So try it for free. Go to NewsmaxPlus.com, then download the app. It's easy. So make the switch to Newsmax Plus today.
Indonesia is ready to send up to 8,000 troops to Gaza as part of President Trump's peace plan for the territory.
The timing of the Indonesian troop deployment and their exact role in Gaza have not yet been finalized, but it appears that President Prabowo Subianto has decided they will go. His decision to join President Trump's Board of Peace has been criticized by some Islamic groups in Indonesia, where there's been widespread public anger over the U.S. role in Israel's bombardment of Gaza. However, Mr. Prabowo has argued that as the world's largest Muslim nation, Indonesia should help to stabilize Gaza.
The BBC's Jonathan Head. Buckingham Palace says King Charles will support UK police assessing reports that former President Prince Andrew gave confidential information to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The statement came after police said they were assessing reports that the former prince sent trade reports to Epstein in 2010. Townhall.com. A late legendary Hoosiers basketball coach will be honored by the university whose teams he led to titles.
Indiana has announced plans for a bronze statue of former coach Bob Knight. The school says the statue will be in the lobby of Assembly Hall, where Knight led the Hoosiers to 3 national championships. School officials say Knight's statue will be placed next to another one honoring the 1976 title team, the last undefeated national champion in Division I men's basketball. It will be funded by a longtime basketball donor who wants to remain anonymous. I'm Mike Hempen.
A 16-year-old student shot and wounded in a high school in the Washington suburb of Rockville, Maryland. The victim was last described as being hospitalized in stable condition. A suspect, another student, is in custody. Rockville police say they're still searching for the gun used in the attack. Investigators say the motive remains unclear. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Yes, welcome to the second day of the rest of your life.
Yeah, hope your day's going well. Not like yesterday warm, but still a nice day. We're going to be in the mid-60s today. They were talk of like some rain chances today, but we don't see that no more. So, but later, like this weekend, yeah, like Friday, we got like a 70% chance on Friday.
Wow.
But we're in the 60s still.
Oh, so it'll definitely be rain, and it should stay that way.
Yeah. Oh, ain't no snow on us this time. It's all rain if whatever moisture we get. And then Friday night we're at like a 60%. 20% on Saturday. We'll see.
Here's
so
the
they
thing.
nixed our chances now, but upped their chances this weekend.
Yeah. So. If you're ready to, like, oh, I'm so sick and tired of winter, I'm ready for spring, that's fine. We always forget, lest we forget, spring brings spring winds. And the winds are worse than anything snow could do to us. I'm just saying, let's not forget about the spring winds.
Yeah.
Let's just enjoy this little creamy middle we're in for right now.
But April showers bring May flowers.
Yes, but what about February showers?
They bring 6 more weeks of winter.
Yeah, they bring the ire of Punxsutawney Phil.
You mock me. No, you too shall have winter. Yeah, I remember seeing out of the 150 sometimes that Phil's predicted, only like 20 of them has he had a short.
Yeah.
A short spring or whatever.
Yeah, it's
short winter.
He usually sees his shadow.
Yeah, it's most of the time. So,
I wonder what the Kalshi or Poly Market betting was on Punxsutawney Phil, because they have them on everything else. They might as well be some on that.
I imagine. Well, they know these odds better than you and I. If
right.
we the dumb DJ regurgitate these odds, and they know them. So. If you're that kind of degenerate gambler gambling on Punxsutawney Phil.
And you know we are. You gamble on squares for the Super Bowl. What wouldn't you throw money down on? I was saying, I really, really want to try to find that off-strip casino where they do the guess which hand and
right.
war.
Like from Vegas Vacation?
Yeah.
Guess what number?
Guess which number?
4, 7, shoot.
Yeah. We only need the one plate there, Clark. It's all you can eat.
I'll take some of the other and don't be stingy.
Be cheap. It's out there. We're gonna find it. I think it's like catty corner to the Nugget.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. You guys go next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Getting all prepped and ready. I'm gonna have to I have a bag. We decided we're only taking like a carry-on.
Okay.
No actual luggage, which is crazy because
you're gonna hang over it like the whole.
Yeah, it's crazy because I'm traveling with a bunch of women and nobody's taking like luggage.
Wow.
Yeah, we're going light.
We're just gonna live life and just see where it takes you. And change your underpants when you can.
In less than
when you find a target.
Exactly. With less than 3 ounces of liquid on our person.
Well.
By the way, I've never flown in 20 plus years. So Genuine question.
Yes.
Is it 3 ounces total, or is it 3 ounces per container?
All right. To be honest, I never have an issue with these things, but I'm not carrying shampoo and stuff with me.
Yeah, I'm not really planning on carrying a lot of things, but I thought I might bring, my cologne or something, and I have a couple of those that are like I think they're like 1.9.
Well, you don't
ounces.
have like the 8 yet. Don't bring your big old gallon thing of jupe and put that in there.
You know I don't take my jupe out of town.
Don't bring that. But yeah, if you got a little jobber, throw it in there, you'll be fine.
What about, what if I want to, bring some emergency waters, That's the key right there, is they don't want you to bring liquid on because they want to sell you liquid.
Well, the water's for free. You ask for that, they'll give you that.
My favorite bits is the whole Hannibal Buress talking about how he had water and they pulled him off to the side.
Yeah.
He said that could be bomb water. Well, what if I took a sip of it? Well, what if it's sippable bomb water? I didn't even know sippable bomb water was a thing.
By the way, as long as your drink doesn't have alcohol in it, it'll be free. If you want a juice or a Coke or water, that's all free.
Yeah.
When you put booze in it, then they charge you.
You can have it in the can.
No, I'll have it right here. I don't know. They might give you dirty looks.
Yeah.
Depends on. I don't know. Today they do get like 1 bag of peanuts with 6 peanuts.
Well, it's literally like an hour and 40-minute flight.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine.
It's insane how quickly we're like, and I know the idea of flight isn't anything new.
And if you need emergency water, see, that's just to get through TSA. Once you're in TSA, you can buy all the snacks, food, and water in there you want and bring it on the plane.
Yeah.
So you're okay there.
Yeah.
And then if you see jupe, they're up on the shelf. You can grab if you want to.
Couldn't dream of possibly taking my jupe with me. Fantastic.
I just picked some randomly 90s popular. Jupe was the one that came to mind.
I just went with it. I don't even know. Like, I think the brand like everybody makes fun of now is the what's the Johnny Depp one?
Oh, Visage. What is it? I'm trying to think of the commercial.
Savage.
Yeah, Savage. You're out in the desert.
Not to be confused with Navage.
Yeah.
Which is a device stick, I think it
cleans my nose. Makes me breathe. Gets out the boogers. All right, we better get the show going.
Boogers. Speaking of.
Yes.
I don't know if it was just because I watched one ad for it, but I kept getting these targeted ads over the holidays and even into now about these machines. And they all look like remember the water picks from back in the day where you had like the basin of water?
Right.
And it's got these 2 little things on it. And you're supposed to like put it in your nose and it like... And all of the ads.
That sounds like a Navage.
Kind of, but all these ads always show the water afterwards and how it's just like all this nasty floating stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I watched one ad because I was morbidly curious, and now it's like every other ad is for that. It's like, hey, you must have some really messed up nostrils, buddy.
Right. I see the same ones with the ear deals.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
I'm not going to lie. It does look like the best feeling in the world.
I've used the Navage thing. My wife had one and used it pretty regular, and I'd used it sometimes. And it's, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, the first time I did it, I was like, all right, this is weird.
See?
Because the key is you got to keep your mouth open, and you just got to go and just be a funnel, man. You just got to go and just let it do its thing.
Navage face, resting Navage face.
That's right.
I was gonna say, see, that right there is true love.
Yeah.
Is that when you're sharing nostril cups with somebody, you're truly intimately intertwined.
We have been married for 25
right.
years.
That's right.
Pretty sure, that's the line.
Cross-contaminate our nostril cups.
Right.
Well, it's like you wouldn't think about using her toothbrush, but the idea of swapping a nostril cup, they're kind of similar orifi?
I guess.
Orifices?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose so. But then again, I've used her toothbrush, so
That's fair.
I mean, not on the regular, but I have over our course of marriage. Yes.
Used it this morning.
That's right. Clean the toilet with it.
Where do you think we get that tiny bowl shine?
I kid. All right, let me get the hour going.
Right.
We're going to replay our interview we had with Carrie Moore from the Chaves County Health Council. She joined us at 9 o'clock yesterday. Had a great conversation with her. Play that here in just a few minutes. Dr. Powell from ENMUR will join us here in the 8 o'clock hour. Give us an update what's happening out at the college. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, Pastor Troy Smotherman from Church on the Move will join us. They've got their Joy of Marriage conference coming up here, and Pastor Troy will give us all the details about that. It's been a long-standing event that they've been doing for many, quote, police academy, many years. But, so we'll talk with him here in the 9 o'clock hour. All right, it is 16 minutes after 7 o'clock. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Little cold front dropping in, so we could get a few showers today, but rain chances are fairly low. We'll have some cloud cover, afternoon high in the mid-60s. Overnight, a shower possible till about midnight. We're in the upper 30s and low 40s, and then we're back to sunshine on Wednesday. Looks pretty nice, upper 60s. Warming up a little bit on Thursday with a mix of sun and clouds, mid-70s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 39 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity's at 67% with winds out of the north at 8 miles per hour. As he mentioned, mid-60s for a high today under partly cloudy skies. Winds will be out of the north 5 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy tonight. Overnight low of 38. Winds will be out of the east around 5 miles per hour. Partly cloudy for you Wednesday. Once again, mid-60s, 65 for a high tomorrow. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour early, picking up out of the south 10 to 15 for tomorrow afternoon. Thursday, partly cloudy and 74. That'll be nice. Winds will be out of the southeast 10 to 15 miles per hour. Looks like Friday, there is a great chance of showers, like a 70% chance, mostly cloudy, high of 64. Friday night, we're looking at a 60% chance of showers, mainly before 11 p.m., mostly cloudy, overnight low of 41. 20% chance of showers before 11 on Saturday, otherwise partly cloudy and 63. And then Sunday, back up in the upper 60s and sunny, low 70s for President's Day, Monday. So there we go. 7:18, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Your livestock report recap of Smiley Wooten as well. Then we'll play our interview with Carrie Moore from the Chaves County Health Council. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the all-star lineup at Roswell Honda. Leading the pack, the 2026 Honda Civic Sedan. Just 4.49% APR for 48 months. The 2026 Civic Hybrid, just 3.99% for 48 months. The 26 Honda HR-V, just 2.49% for 48 months. And the best-in-class 26 Honda CR-V Hybrid, just 2.49% for 36 months. Time to join the winning team at Roswell Honda. 2177 West 2nd.
Hi, can I help you?
I'm here to make hot your home.
You're not Fergie's.
I have right tools for a job.
Well, you may have the proper tools, but do you know how to use them?
I learn on Croatian YouTube.
Oh no, baby. Just because they have the equipment don't mean they can get the job done. Let Fergie's work their mojo on your heating and AC unit. 622-2660.
Fergalicious. Artesia General Hospital presents your fall and winter health checklist. Fall and winter are beautiful seasons, but they're also cold and flu season. So here are a few quick tips to help keep you healthy. Tip number 1, hand hygiene. It's your first line of defense. Wash for 20 seconds with warm water and soap. Tip 2, holiday food strategy. Fill half your dish with fruits and veggies first. Pick lean meats and save room for just one dessert you'll really enjoy. Tip 3, protect your skin. Heaters dry the air, so moisturize daily and drink plenty of water. Healthy choices now mean more energy and a happier winter. These healthy living reminders are brought to you by Artesia General Hospital, ready to help take care of you and your family.
When you need tough, reliable equipment that gets the job done right, turn to your local Kubota experts. Amigo Machinery in Roswell is proud to be your hometown Kubota dealer, offering a full line of tractors, mowers, and construction equipment, plus genuine parts and expert service and advice. Locally owned and operated and here for you. Stop by Amigo Machinery at 2801 Southeast Main Street in Roswell or call us at 575-624-2026. Amigo Machinery, your trusted local Kubota dealer for all of Southeast New Mexico.
What does it mean for a roofing contractor to have heart? How about braving a 24-hour road trip with a bad back and a 20-foot-long trailer through Interstate 40? You heard that right. A local business needed a new roof, but this business did not want just any roof. They desired a schoolhouse roof with red shingles. Well, we wanted to give our customers exactly what they were asking for. The only problem was that the red color of shingle they were looking for had been discontinued in our local region. But we didn't give up then. We were told by our supplier that the schoolhouse red color of shingle that we were looking for was still available in Arkansas. So we did what was expected of us and drove 24 hours, and we delivered on our promise. If you need a roofer who delivers on their promises, call Trustmark Roofing today at 575-755-7663.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Hey Roswell, it's tax season, and your friends at Roswell Ford have an offer you're gonna love. We don't need your tax refund. Really? Correct. I'm not kidding. Don't wait for your tax refund. Right now, at Roswell Ford, you can buy a new Ford with zero down and no payments for 90 days. Still making payments on your current car, truck, or SUV? Roswell Ford will do whatever it takes to get you released, even if you owe thousands more than your trade is worth, so you can get massive savings on a great selection of new Fords and quality pre-owned vehicles. Worried your credit is not getting any love? Roswell Ford has partnered with more aggressive lenders that will push to approve your credit with great rates and terms, even if your credit is less than perfect. Roswell Ford makes buying a new or quality pre-owned vehicle fast, fun, and easy. So don't wait for your tax refund. Get huge American-made savings right now. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com.
Interest accrues from date of sale, subject to lender approval. Offers not combined on select vehicles.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 1,300 head of cattle sold on Monday on a steady to higher market with excellent buyer attendance compared to last week. Stocker calves, feeder cattle sold steady to 5 higher. Packer cows and bulls sold steady. 3 to 400 pound steers, 595, 665. 3 to 400 pound heifers, 525, 555. 4 to 500 pound steers, 565, 595. 4 to 500 pound heifers, 490, 5 1/4. 5 to 600 pound steers, 426, 565. 5 to 600 pound heifers, 386 to 490. 6 to 700 pound steers, 393, 426. 6 to 700 pound heifers, 362, 386. 7 to 800 pound steers, 361, 393. 7 to 800 pound heifers, 307, 362. Packer cows, 160, 169. Canner and cutter cows, 150, 157. Packer bulls, 185, 191. Feeder bulls, 170, 180. The cow-calf pairs not well tested this week. In the top half, the bred cows, a nice run, $3,200 to $3,800 per head. Expecting another good run for next Monday. We appreciate the business. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock.
Playing dance music can help ward off mosquitoes. Now you have a reason to invite Pitbull to your next pool party. Here's Mike Winters.
In studio this morning, Carrie Moore is back with us from the Chaves County Health Council. Good morning.
Good morning.
How was your Super Bowl weekend? Did you go watch the game and do all that, or?
No, so I stopped watching football on TV not long after college.
Okay.
Because I worked for UNM football. I broke down game tapes. So I watched football 8 hours a day, 5 days a week.
So you're good up.
Yeah.
Good.
And when you break down game tapes, you're actually watching the same tape over and over because you got to break out every single play.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't do football anymore.
Football's not pleasurable for you.
No.
I thought maybe it's just because I know you like to cook, I heard. Thought maybe you get a chance to kind of, whip up some weird things or something.
Well, back in the day when people actually invited me to go places.
Oh, yeah. Socializing, that thing. Yeah.
The thing that they used to do, I don't know, like before 2020, 2019, when life changed on us.
Yeah.
I'd go just for the food.
Yeah.
I didn't want to cook.
Right. You just want to just devil.
Just somebody else's.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, who else got sliders over here? Let me see.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, I agree. And we all like put our whatever diet proclivities aside that day. So it's like, well, it's Super Bowl, so I can eat.
Yeah, you can't be on a diet in football anything. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's no food in the football world that allows for it.
Right. That's why all the stadium food is now these huge event trays of, trash can nachos.
That's right.
Type stuff.
And then but what they do to make you feel better is like, well, here, we'll put like 6 pounds of avocado on it. That way it's healthy.
Oh, and here's a light beer.
You're right. All right. Well, that's a good way to start the health council conversation, I think.
All right. We got alcohol and fatty foods.
That's right. But I know really things have been busy for the health council through, the various, obviously over the last month. I mean, yes, you wouldn't know it today, but we were in a deep freeze a week ago.
Well, yeah, and we're kind of that connector of resources.
Exactly.
So, when we had the big snowstorm, well, I guess not necessarily snowstorm, right?
Cold storm.
Cold storm
would be
Although
it.
the snow, I still have ice.
You know what? There is one or two piles that are that refuse to die out there. So, yeah there's a couple.
Yeah,
But
so when we have stuff like that, people who need access to various things, we get really busy. So normally the 211 resource line is not 24/7.
But that
it's
kind of
Monday
opens
through
up.
Friday, 9 to 4 type thing. But when we go into some kind of emergency, we go 24/7 and answer whatever, so we can get people where they need to be and do what they got to do.
And that really has been a great resource here, because I know just because hearing through the other ends of the vine how an emergency literally it was kind of like this thing's coming in like, hey, we got to do something for people, and really in the course of 2 days, and it really was a lot of moving parts that put together a pretty darn good plan, and it got us through. So, and are getting us through.
And still getting us through, because, we still have one of the warming centers that's still open.
Yeah,
and we'll be
very
for
thankful for that, too.
Yeah.
Yep. And so I think 211 is really working well, and I think we're seeing the real proof in what this like whatever vision when it came together, we're starting to really see the fruits of that labor.
Yeah. Well, and, for Chavis, so a lot of people don't understand 211 is a nationwide number.
Right.
So you can dial 211 anywhere and get somebody on the other end that does resource management for that area. So we get a lot of calls for Texas 211 because they happen to be here or traveling through, and they think when they dial 211, they're going to get their Texas version of it.
Right.
It's like, no, sorry, we only deal with Chavis County.
Right. But if you're in town here, we need something we can help you out with.
Yeah, and we can transfer you over. But that's kind of the beauty part of it, especially with us here at Chavis County, is it is just our county. So it's not the other counties. And so we know what we have available here. It's not playing a guessing game and trying to figure it out. And for the most part, we, 2 degrees of separation for everybody in the state of New Mexico, I feel. We all know each other. And if you lived and grew up in Roswell, you know everybody.
Absolutely.
And so finding the resources and the things, it's a lot easier to do when you live in the community.
Absolutely. And you get where it's going and get what it's and I think people get, we get, and this is not trying to get philosophical, but I'm trying to keep it out of that. But we get so wrapped up in who goes where and what's going to do with whom to what and where, and there's so many questions like, is this reputable? And 211 really cuts through all that mustard, and it's like, look, we need blankets. They're going to go from here to over this place here, and that's and so people understand that. It's like, look, I can wrap my head around that here. That's what's needed, and so I think 211 serves such a great role in that type of thing. If that
right.
makes
Well,
sense.
and the health council with it as well, because it's kind of like that dual role with it. When we're doing things like this, we're not going after the other nonprofits funding. We're not trying to compete for the same dollars.
Exactly.
And that's a huge problem we have in this community because there's a finite amount of money that's available, and everybody's going after the same dollars.
Sure.
We don't want your funding. We don't want to take your job. We don't want to do what you do, but we want to help make it better.
Sure.
How can we navigate the system
How
so
can we
that
grease the pipe? How can we,
right, maybe this group of people doesn't meet your criteria, so let's see if we can filter that out so that your one person nonprofit can deal with what you need to deal
Absolutely.
with, and we can shuffle
triage something else somewhere else. Yeah,
and that's what it's about. And people, it is kind of a huge thing here because that whole split of nobody wanting to talk to each other and nobody wanting to work together. We have a huge problem with that, and we have to work together if we're going to fix the problems that we have.
Well, and kind of getting in the big philosophical, you look at government has programs, everything, and as ways, but because of the transparency and because there's always a mountain of red tape to do things like that.
Yes.
And when you look at a legal world, when you're dealing with stuff, you have to have a lawyer that's like a Sherpa through all of that kind of thing. And I think we're evolved to an area where we have people with the desire to help, but not the knowledge to go through the thing.
Right.
And so we need almost the 201s turning into where you're almost the social worker Sherpa, how to navigate the system. Look, we can take your heat and point it in a direction that's actually going to apply to where it needs to be.
And if we can't do that, we will find the person to connect you to be able to do that.
And so I think that's where almost the aid is evolving a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like, look, we got plenty of people to do the labor. We got people telling you there's the money to do it. How can we put these people in the same room together and get them to work out? And that's where we need that help, I guess.
Well, and it is an extremely convoluted system coming out of the government.
Right.
Housing is in 3 different departments. So we have the Healthcare Authority, which is the big, housing trust fund.
Right.
But then we have the Healthcare Authority, who is doing linkages, which is behavioral health housing for homeless, and then now in Workforce Connections.
Really?
Yes, which is also going with some of the homelessness. And it's like, well, wait a minute, but there's, and they just created that program during the last legislative cycle.
Wow.
And it's like, what? So now you have to navigate all these things. So if you deal with housing, you have to figure out, well, which part of housing am I going to work in? And
right.
where do I fit in this niche on trying to make it work? And the weird thing is, right, if nobody touches that money, then it goes back into the general fund. So then we don't get the housing need that we...
Which makes people wonder, is this by design to keep,
Well, and a lot of them think it is by design. And it's like, well, no, let's figure out how to navigate the system because we need the money in the community.
Exactly. It's like, okay, you get to make the promises and then don't make it so hard to really actually be obtainable. But
Look at what all I did, as you strut around, and it's like, what did you actually do?
So let's actually use these resources to what you say you're doing it for. Yeah, and you're exactly right. And this is the big rub of the world and the catch-22 of what things are. And so that's where we're and so folks that are listening, folks that are getting more involved, maybe that's the advocacy side of it here and getting involved with the legalese side of it and turning over the what these documents saying and what red tape they got to go through because it's no different with disability or any other program.
Right.
They want you to fail the first time to see if you're serious about this.
Right, and that's why everything is in an acronym, and that's why there's 50,000 steps to it. But we're not going to tell you the next step on how to do it.
Exactly.
And we'll deny, but we can't tell you that, well, now you can appeal it, but if you do it this way. Yeah, it's a system set up to fail.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm tired of failing.
Correct. Yeah.
I'm tired of failing.
Exactly. And this is kind of what 211's about and really what we're doing here. So I love it. And that's what I loved in this. And so I really want to, when you see events in 100% Chavez County and obviously the grassroots level, like Food Not Bombs and with Many Hands that are some of the work they're doing, that's awesome too. But yes, 100% Chavez County and some of these meetings, like when they have these opioid symposiums to talk about these things, or over the weekend when they have the Together with Veterans breakfast here, and this is another thing, and I'm going to call out veterans a little bit. We need our younger veterans to get more involved. We need
definitely.
We have a lot of guys that are in their 60s, 70s, 50s. But there's veterans in their 30s. There's veterans, God forbid there's veterans in their 20s. But, I mean, there is a big batch of veterans in their 30s and 40s that I'm going to take a stab. They're probably not wanting to hang out in the lifestyle that, the Vita, like their grandpa did, and that kind of mindset.
Right. And since we're technically not a military community, you don't have a whole large group of population that understands what you went through and how to have a discussion. So when you're trying to navigate through, Chaves County, where the majority of the people are not veterans or have never seen that environment,
sure.
Who do you talk to?
Right.
This is one of the reasons that we have such a high suicide rate, gun violence rate. We have to be able to have these conversations, but we have to have real conversations.
Absolutely.
I mean, we can't sit around, hold hands, and sing Kumbaya,
right,
and expect everybody to be able to understand and know what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
You have to have real conversations, and to have those real conversations, we need those that were in the muck.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I get it with veterans because some of it, there's a lot of judgment feels there and all that because, in the veterans world, depending on, what you're dealing with, you probably dealt with things that people that weren't in that world just can't wrap their head around. And so, yeah, there is that level of, I don't need, or you'll never understand, but you got to get in the room. And unfortunately, they're, the guys that are here are Vietnam vet era guys. They're probably can experience some of what you're talking about here. The most of them are Vietnam vet era, and it's trust me, they can walk in the same shoes because they've seen it. It's just it's the same id, just a different time period. That's all it really is.
Yeah, it's starting at Vietnam down. War changed, and the mental anguish and the environment coming home.
It wasn't like see the guys in the brown uniforms. You go, you know what I mean? It wasn't.
Yeah.
It was your enemies were kids. Your enemies were children,
yeah.
Women, people that look like non-combatants. People, as a whole.
Yeah, it's different, and so we need to get you in the rooms together so that you can talk to each other and let us help you. And
really. Peel the layers of the onion. We're PTSD folks, whether you earned it through combat or through some kind of emergency or a domestic violence victim. It's the same id. You're building protections in your head, whether it's emotional walls or whatever it is. You're protecting your core just in different ways. Unfortunately, you were taught to defend violently. They were taught to defend turtle, or you know what I mean, or it's just your defense mechanism's different. But other than that, it's the same id behind it. It's the same. You put up walls to protect yourself, and we gotta chip at that a little bit.
Well, and that's one of the reasons, like through the Together with Veterans program and through the Health Council, we do the QPR training, which is question, persuade, refer, which is the suicidal awareness piece to it. And it's not necessarily about training the veterans about it themselves. I mean, yes, it is training them, but it's the entire public. And it's not just for veterans themselves. It's like, how do you recognize somebody who may be dealing with suicide? Well, QPR is how you learn to see some of those signals and those signs.
Sure.
And what questions do you ask to be able to find out, are you really suicidal?
Right.
Okay, well, now we figured out you are. Now let's figure out how to get you help. Everybody in the community should have this knowledge.
Sure.
Because it affects everybody. I mean, we just had a couple kids.
Yeah. Well, and there's so much of this, depending on backgrounds too, where there's obviously veteran side, there's a machismo factor, there's a whole, I'm iron, I'm impenetrable until you're not.
Right.
And with kids, and to be honest, people look that as an admirable quality. And so people, you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a huge difference in how it's taken and discussed.
Sure.
Kids who are facing mental illness or mental issues, as well, suck it up, buttercup.
Exactly.
You don't have nothing to be worried about. You're young. You've never seen life. You don't know what it's like.
Sure.
Well, dude, you remember what it was like growing up as kids. We faced a bunch of crap.
Absolutely. And to be honest, we had a place to go to get away from it. Where in this world, I don't know if that's possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like at school, you had a bully or whatever, but then you go home and now you got with the phones. It follows you day and night.
Yep.
Yeah,
nonstop. It's in the music. It's on TV.
Yeah.
It's in your phones. It's in your face,
Yeah.
and people don't know how to talk to each other anymore.
Well, the challenges are very different here.
Yes.
And not to mention, it's just like you said, what's in, what's popular, and what's how people socialize, how people interact, it's just different. And you walk in like for us, you watch an after school special about being yourself or something, then you go in, you can't just do that today. You can't just roll up in there and act like it's just different. It's just all different.
Well, and they don't even have those after school specials.
Yeah.
Like what we grew up with,
Right.
seeing it and learning it. It's like, oh, okay. Well, it made you start thinking. Well, they don't do that stuff anymore because it's a whole generation they're like right in your face. Everything is moving so fast. They don't have that time to sit there and think about it the way that we used to think about stuff. So they have to hit them differently.
Yeah, 15 seconds and then it's on to the next thing.
Because they're scrolling. Yep.
Yeah.
What's my next TikTok?
Exactly. Yeah, it is. And it's but yeah, so there's a lot of unique stuff on that. I mean, yes, at the core it is the same. At the down, it's the heart and the family and connections and want to be liked and it's all that. It's just how do you connect, and it's not the same anymore. None of it's the same.
No. Well, and the family dynamics has changed over the years. I mean, we grew up as the latchkey kids.
Sure.
But we still had family at home.
Yeah.
To an extent. But now a lot of times they don't even necessarily have family at home.
Sure.
There's definitely, they don't know how to cook anymore, so there's no sitting at the tables having those family dinners. They don't do the socialization the same as they used to. I mean, there's a whole connectionness that's missing that I feel bad for the kids now, and that goes with my kids. I mean, I saw, growing up, we didn't eat at the dinner table.
Mm-hmm.
We did that if we went to grandma's house.
Right. Yeah, that was the same in our household too.
And it's like, oh well, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Hindsight's always 20/20. Damn it.
Well, but hey, we our TV life and dinner life were always this. They put them together, and it's like, all right, dinner time. Well, guess what? It just so happens to be it's big night for TV, and this was before the internet, when TV was our biggest form of communicating in the world. And you want to know what's going on in the world, you're in front of the TV at 6 o'clock at night or 5 o'clock or whatever it is. You know what I mean? That's just how life was back then, and it's not anymore. So it's just part of. But yes, but then maybe too, I also. It is those full circle moments, and then it's just where it's like, okay, but at the end of the day, too, there seems to be in this generation, the Gen Z, I don't know what you would call it now, whatever this generation is, it's now.
Gen Alpha.
Yeah. I feel like there is more of a back to basics mindset with them a little bit. Like I want to know how the bread's made. I want to, you know what I mean? Like they're more willingness to get their hands dirty to make something. I feel like that
I think that might be the Gen Zs. I think the Alpha's the not quite there.
Okay. But whatever it is, maybe they're adults now, I don't know. But I feel like there was a wave of people that really want to know how the sausage is made. And it's like, look, you want great food, you want great whatever it is, you gotta know how to make the chemistry happen first.
Right.
You got to know. You want to make a good song, you got to know how to put two notes together. You can't rely on a computer to do that for you. You know what I mean? I feel like that generation's kind of in that a little bit.
Yeah. Now we just got to navigate the AI piece to it.
Yeah. That's a whole other thing.
I like AI for certain things. I mean,
I ain't gonna lie. I'm old brain. It scares the living nightmare out of me. I've seen too many Will Smith movies to just say we're all doomed.
Yeah, there's a lot of aspects of it that are nerve-wracking. And when people can't navigate truth from fiction, when it's real people, how are they going to navigate it when it's AI?
Yeah, I can't. Humanity cannot handle it. We can't. No. We can't. And unfortunately, I'm a little jaded. I don't like a human being. I know a lot of good people, great people, but humanity as a whole, I think, is god awful.
Yeah.
I think if a human will give you an opportunity to step on your back, they will take it every time. And I just believe that. I mean, I'm just unfortunately, and That's my own.
I'm not quite as jaded though. I think there are people that are good.
Yeah, I do as well. That's what I'm saying. I'm not completely turned, but I'm a glass half empty when it comes to humanity on that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
I think the problem though is that when they put it into groups.
Yeah.
You know, as an individual, I think there's many who can stand up and be that golden child person of it. But I think you can take them and put them in a group of, 5 others with a difference of opinion, they will change.
Yeah.
It was like when I worked at the school district. I had no problems getting kids in pre-K or in the daycares to eat carrots and peas. But as soon as they went to kindergarten, they wouldn't touch them again. You know, because the kid next to them, oh, that's gross.
Yeah.
It starts changing.
Yeah.
So we just need more people to say,
Be less socially influenced, I guess, or be more free, independent thinkers, maybe? I don't know.
Independent thinkers, we definitely need some of that.
Critical thinking, I think, is a big.
Yeah, critical thinking is huge.
That's just we rely on so much on knowledge, we forgot about common sense.
Yes. And that one's been going downhill for a long time.
And that's my big, it's not that yes, pursue the most. I want to know I want to know how to split atoms. I want to know how, I want to know all of that. But at the same time, I also want to know when I look up at the sky and I'm like, I know when it's raining. You're going to pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. You know what I mean? I want that same practicality right there. That's all I want.
Yep.
Don't tell me this. I'm looking at a blue sky and say the sky's not blue. I just don't want to play that game.
You probably shouldn't have brought up the whole sky thing because that's going to open up a whole other thing because
I know some weather people, but you get my point. But anyway, as far as what we got coming up, what do we got that we want to put on people's radar here?
So this week is our health council meeting. So it's always the second Wednesday of the month.
Yes.
So it's this Wednesday, February 11th, which happens to be 2/11.
Ooh.
I know. Now, if I was only doing something fantastic for 2/11 day, and by the way, I'm not. Sorry. Things like this always sneak up on me.
Man, can we go have lunch at a certain place and offer like a $2.11 sandwich or something?
Yeah, that's not how the health council works.
No. Nice try.
Nice try though. Yeah. So it's this Wednesday. It's from 12 to 1. We'll have it over at Casa's building at 500 North Main.
Okay.
This will be the last meeting in that building.
Okay.
Then we'll have to move over to the library.
Okay.
But we're also doing our board elections. So we do board elections every 2 years.
Okay.
So this is a good time if you want to get in on some of the groundwork on
Absolutely.
it. Into some of the subcommittee type stuff.
Sure.
This is a good time, especially if you've already been a member, nominate. And it's self-nomination, I want to be over 211. Here you go.
There you go.
Help design what we're looking at and how we're going to start setting things up because it's not the Carrie show, it's the health council, and it's all about all of Chaves County.
Absolutely.
It.
And there is a lot of different, as far as other people that from other resources throughout the county that kind of, like you said, you're the glue. There's other people, and so it really is a kind of a good think tank of all over Chaves County represented.
Our membership, we're sitting at, I want to say 124. And then out of that, we usually have about 40% here show up to the meeting.
That are active.
Yeah.
Good.
And then, I'd like more active.
Absolutely. Please.
Because the other thing is, everybody has their own niche. And so what you're great at, let's figure out how to put it together and fill those holes and make it work.
And not necessarily your day job is that skill set either.
Right.
If you're good at talking with people or a lot of people, then, that's, the more people you know in a situation like this, the more resources you have than you realize on some of these things. And sometimes, and that's kind of where Carrie, you shine too, is that, and that kind of my role when I try to do radio stuff is like, look, I know a guy can put you with a guy. I can't do the thing, but I know a guy who does the thing. And so if I can put you together.
I don't have that healthcare background, right? I have food background and marketing background. And that was the whole reason I'm involved is because of my marketing background.
Sure.
They needed help doing stuff, and I love working with the community and making the community better. And so then I just kept getting tapped, and after 8 years or 7 years or wherever I'm at now.
And so those skill sets are, like maybe you are legal minded. Maybe you could. I'm telling you right now, we could definitely use a bunch when it comes to that kind of stuff, as far as getting in touch with resources or what we can do or what we can apply for my, grant writers.
people who want to put together a tax program to help seniors do taxes, or different little things. We can come up with different things.
Absolutely, and that's kind of what we and like we haven't forgot, if you're still dealing with flood stuff and all that. Hopefully not.
No, they are.
Yeah, it's sad.
I spent the week after Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's, calling everybody in our flood list to see where they at on their rebuild. And the majority of them are not done. Some of them haven't even started. Some of them are still living in mold-infested homes. But we've also the recovery grant to help rebuild that. That's for Lincoln and Chaves County. They think the application process on that is going to open up in the next couple months. And so that's the big chunk of money to be able to get the homes fixed.
Okay.
Because FEMA was never going to fix the homes. That's not what FEMA does. They give you a little bit of money, but then they tell you, figure it out.
Go get a loan or go get other resources. Yeah.
Right. And so we have the unique opportunity of having access to this community development block grant, which will help everybody. It's just a long, drawn-out process. And most people don't wait, especially when we're already lacking in housing.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was bad before the floods hit. Now it's critical
worse.
status. Yeah, absolutely. And then you get under the fact that just because the house is full of mold and not livable doesn't mean they're not living in it. You know what I mean? And
they are living in it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We've got the real world. These people are getting sicker by the day living in these places. And so, it's the Aaron Brockovich movie all over again.
It really is. We're still dealing with that, and we will be, and the Health Council and 211 will continue to be part of that until we're done with it.
So if you do have issues there, please use that as a resource to maybe see what we can turn over and see what's going on there with some of that stuff.
Yeah.
But and then of course, if you want to offer those services too, that's always been, again, part of the pipeline. If you're listening saying, I know an attorney, or I'm an attorney, I'm going to deal with, this is what I kind of deal with, I'd love to offer services, please reach out that 211 line and let's plug people together.
Well, and right now, because they've also got the RFPs open for the construction workers.
Okay.
And so the way this works is the state is going to hire the contractors, the plumbers, the electricians, and they'll come and do the work. So it won't be the individual people.
Okay.
If you don't get on that list, then you don't get access to helping rebuild the community.
So you're really locked out.
You will be locked out.
Wow.
So if you are one of a contractor of some sort and you want to know how to do it, give us a call. We can show you where to find the RFPs, so that way you can make sure that get into the list.
Absolutely.
Because the other part is we want to keep it local.
Absolutely.
As much as we can.
We want to feed our families, the ones here in Chaves County. Absolutely. Win-win.
Yeah, definitely. So meeting on Wednesday together with veterans meeting will be February 21st. We're going to do harm reduction.
Okay.
So we do a lot of Narcan and naloxone training.
Okay.
And so that's not necessarily about those who are actually drug addicts and trying to be able to deal with that. But, we all have things that happen in life. And so we get prescriptions for Vicodin or Percocets or...
As far as I'm concerned, I figured Narcan training should be like CPR training. Everybody should have it.
Everybody should have it because everybody has access to some kind of drug that if they accidentally ingest too much of it, or if somebody gets their hands on it that shouldn't have had it.
Absolutely.
We've had kids.
You could be walking around the mall or something, having lunch or whatever, and somebody goes into an overdose, a fit or something. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, it's very easy.
Learn how to use it.
Absolutely. But I agree completely. So, and veterans are types that like to have these skill sets in their pockets. That's
and just because it's at the Together with Veterans meeting doesn't mean it's only for veterans.
Absolutely.
It's open to anybody and everybody. So,
come be a part of it. Come learn, come meet, it's all about being in a room together talking. That's the first
and if you have a group of people who say, I'd like to really be trained in this, but you don't know where to start, call us.
Absolutely.
We can figure out how to do it and get the connections made if it's something that we're not already doing.
Absolutely. And by all means, of course, if you have any questions about anything that's going on with our homeless and everything, want to get more involved in that, not sure, of course, you can always go down and talk with the Food Not Bombs folks. They're pretty much at Westminster Presbyterian Church nightly here right now. But you can always call 211 and get more information there and relay, or if you want to offer. I know the really cool part now is they're starting to get, thanks to the church, now we've got these folks here we can bring services in to start helping these folks.
Wraparound services is a huge thing.
And
we saw it when we did the stand down.
Yes. And so that's the part we're getting, where we're able to take care of the immediate needs. We got people warm, we got people food, we got people sheltered. Now we can start peeling those onions and let's start getting them their own foundations to be self-sufficient. And that's the goal here. And so big thank you to Westminster. I can't thank them enough for their board for allowing this to keep going and doing that. And keep donating to Food Not Bombs so they can pay the rent every month. They need $1,000 a month to keep that thing open. That's just what the church needs, because that's what it costs to do business. And so donate to help them so they have more than enough to pay the rent each month there. It's not a big ask, and it's be honest, I'm like, that is such gracious of them to do that, to do it, but basically at cost. And I'm sure they're probably still eating money on this one. So. I'm just at the end, and when there's not a lot to go around and to begin with, and they're giving what they have, I just nothing but respect. So. Support them, help them if you can't, either financially, but even at things like if you're a beauty salon or some
donate
kind
your services, your time.
Donate time, services, and certainly, obviously, other stuff too. If you're, wanting to donate, if you're looking for work, you're looking for employment, looking for people, if you can help people get a dress card and get IDs and get things like that, please reach out and talk to Food Not Bombs. Come on down or call 211. We'll put you together on this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and the food recovery piece. I mean, after we did the Veterans Breakfast on Saturday, the food that was left, we took it over there to make sure that they had access to the food, because, there's no sense throwing it away when it can go to something
absolutely
good.
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes they eat better than you and I put together.
Yeah.
Like,
I went home and had ramen. So
right.
yeah.
Like, I think they got like pasta primavera. What do they got going on? Yeah, they're doing all right sometimes on some of those days. But we're so thankful for the community to keep stepping up and keep doing that. And if you want to get more involved, if you're just hearing about this and saying, "Oh heck yeah, I'd love to do this," please call 211. Let's put you into the pipeline and let's get you in touch with the people that could really use your help.
And if you provide a service, also let 211 know so we can make sure that we have you in our database. So
absolutely.
That way, we're working on ChavezCounty211.org, so that way we have a live version of this, so that you don't have to call the 211, where you may be able to search for some of the resources
absolutely.
Yourself.
That way, when you do have your epiphany at 2 a.m, you don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to call me because I'm not answering my phone.
That's right. You can check online.
Yeah.
Carrie, is there anything we missed? Anything we wanted to get?
No, I think we're good.
Excellent. Well, as always, appreciate it. Please come to the next meeting here this week. Come, especially since we're kind of having new elected officials, new everything. We want as many of our members there and potential new members as possible. So come learn, and if you want to learn more about what the Health Council is involved, come to this first meeting. And if you have any questions, call 211. They'll be happy to tell you about it.
Oh, definitely.
Good deal. Thank you, Carrie, and go get some coffee now.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yes.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. 2 deadlines have come and gone. 10 days have elapsed and still no sign of Nancy Guthrie. The 84-year-old mother of Today's Show co-host Savannah Guthrie still missing. Opening statements have been heard in a landmark trial in Los Angeles. Instagram parent Meta and Google's YouTube are defending against claims that their platforms deliberately addict and harm youngsters. Congress is facing another Friday midnight deadline to agree on federal funding, or else we could see yet another partial government shutdown. About 6,000 San Francisco public school teachers have gone on strike, the city's first teachers walkout in close to 50 years. The educators demanding higher wages, less expensive health benefits. They also want more resources for students with special needs. More details, srnnews.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Little cold front dropping in, so we could get a few showers today, but rain chances are fairly low. We'll have some cloud cover, afternoon high in the mid-60s. Overnight, a shower possible till about midnight. We're in the upper 30s and low 40s, and then we're back to sunshine on Wednesday. Looks pretty nice, upper 60s. Warming up a little bit on Thursday with a mix of sun and clouds, mid-70s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Cuban aviation officials have warned airlines that there isn't enough fuel for airplanes to refuel on the island. Part of a critical...
Sorry, my automation system fought me. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side of news.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. 2 deadlines have passed. 10 days have elapsed, and still no sign of Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie.
The missing 84-year-old's daughter, Today Show host Savannah Guthrie on Instagram, pleading for her safe return.
We believe our mom is still out there.
Thanking well-wishers for their prayers.
God is lifting her even in this moment and in this darkest place.
She says law enforcement is working tirelessly but wants the public to help as well.
We are at an hour of desperation, and we need your help.
Over the weekend, she said the family would pay a ransom. Also, investigators were inside daughter Annie Guthrie's home and searching a septic tank behind Nancy Guthrie's house in her Catalina Foothills neighborhood outside Tucson. I'm Julie Walker.
Shoppers throttled back their spending in December from the month prior, closing out the holiday shopping season and the year on a lackluster note. The Commerce Department report raises questions about shoppers' spending this year as they worry about a slowing job market, among other things. Congress is facing another Friday midnight deadline to agree on federal funding.
The government is funded through September except for one agency, the Department of Homeland Security. Lawmakers are back on Capitol Hill this week to figure out how to fund DHS, which has more than 250,000 employees. Democrats are demanding changes to how ICE enforces the nation's immigration laws. ICE already has funding thanks to a separate bill passed last year, but if there's no agreement this week, funding would dry up for FEMA, TSA, and the U.S. Coast Guard. Greg Clugston, Washington.
About 6,000 San Francisco public school teachers have gone on strike. It is the city's first teachers walkout in almost 50 years. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 352 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Israeli military strikes have killed 3 people west of Gaza City, according to the hospital where the casualties arrived. Shefa Hospital reports the deaths amid the months-old ceasefire that has seen continued fighting. Israeli army says it's striking targets in response to Israeli troops coming under fire in Rafah, which it says is a violation of the ceasefire. The army says it's striking targets in a precise manner and will put out a full statement once the operation is finished. The massive fire in Hong Kong last November killed 168 people, has devastated the tight-knit community that lived in the now largely burnt-out apartment complex. Residents displaced by the blaze remain unsure whether they can visit what's left of their apartments or when they can secure permanent housing. Authorities blame substandard materials for the rapid spread of the fire, and the blaze is still under investigation. News and analysis, townhall.com. North Carolina Republican lawmakers are demanding a crime crackdown following a recent attacks on Charlotte's light rail line.
The August fatal stabbing of Ukrainian refugee Irina Zarutska and a December non-fatal stabbing on the same rail system fueling GOP critiques. Republican Representative Brendan Jones cited failures in criminal justice functions for Zarutska's death. Charlotte Mayor Vi Lyles and others have highlighted additional safety measures for the light rail, but Democrats on the committee accuse the panel of engaging in cynical partisan theater. Jason Walker reporting.
Lawmakers have tried to interview Ghislaine Maxwell, but the Jeffrey Epstein co-conspirator invoked her Fifth Amendment rights. Maxwell currently serving 20-year sentence at a federal prison camp. Townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The traveler said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2. Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Indeed.
Welcome to it. Hope your day's going well.
I just learned a rather interesting fact.
Yeah?
And it's a fact that made me instantly feel very old.
Okay.
So I'm going to make you and everyone out there feel just as old as I just did.
All right, fire away.
Do you know this year marks the 25th anniversary of the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Really? 25 years ago?
25 years it's been.
It seems like it was just like a decade ago, maybe.
It was off in Are You in an OFT?
Yeah. I still love that song.
Oh, it's the whole movie's fantastic. I mean,
yeah. But I love the I am a man of constant sorrow. I love that song. And I'm not a bluegrass guy.
It's a highly quotable movie. It's maybe I would argue maybe my favorite George Clooney movie.
I guess I can't argue with that right now. I'm trying to think.
Outside of like Oceans, that's really all I know.
I'm not a big Oceans guy.
I liked him in Men Who Stare at Goats. But again, that movie wasn't
an ensemble.
That movie, exactly. That movie wasn't the best because of him. It was the best because of the ensemble.
And that's an odd movie. Don't get.
Well, in fairness, so is Oh Brother. I mean, if you really break it down.
Well, isn't it like a breakdown of an Aesop fable or something?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's I used to know. But yeah, it is an allegory. So, and they actually, what's funny is, in the movie, they talk about what allegory is and kind of break down what an allegory is whilst doing an allegory. That's layers, you know.
Deep.
Yep.
It's all artsy and stuff. I'm really certainly not the Batman movie. What's that movie where he's like a salesman in an airplane?
Yeah, The Odyssey.
The Odyssey, that's the one.
Homer's Odyssey.
What's that Clooney movie where he's like a guy that has to fire people or something, and he's on a plane all the time, and in the end, that movie was all right.
Hang on,
I can't remember the name of it. I feel like there was other famous people in it, but he was the main dude. Up in the Air.
Up in the Air.
Is that what it's called?
2009 film directed by Jason Reitman. He plays a corporate downsizer who travels the country firing employees for a living.
Yeah, that's the movie. That was all right.
The film focuses on his detached life, his opposition to remote firing, and the mentorship his mentorship of a new hire. That sounds like
it's a slow movie.
Awful existence. I mean, that does not sound like a good way to live. Like,
but the movie was entertaining.
I mean, I guess it makes sense. See, now I'm thinking about the career itself. It makes sense because you don't know these people, so it doesn't really, affect you firing them.
I guess if you really like, living in an airplane and in hotels and bars and collecting points, and that's your deal,
Yeah, it really does sound like a very boring movie. You're right.
But it was entertaining.
It's right up there with English Patient. But yeah, no, I think Oh Brother is one of those that definitely it has the most rewatchability for a George Clooney movie, I think.
Yeah.
Oceans probably is more rewatchable just because you need to kind of watch that movie a couple times to really get everything.
And Oh Brother Wart Thou is like you can pay attention or not pay attention and still be entertained.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yep.
Like you can be on the background and the music's like, yeah, all right, diddy bopping around. Or if you want to sit down and be like thinking, then you can watch it and be like, oh. Yeah. Then you get all deep in it.
That is definitely one that I want to go back and rewatch now. Just after learning that fact, I'm like 25 years. That's depressing.
It's been now that you say it, it's been a minute since I've watched that movie.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm due for a rewatch or something. Problem is they don't show it on random channels as much as they used to.
It almost never comes up. I see it pop up on a streamer every now and again.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it doesn't. They just don't.
Not
because
I
end up re-seeing movies like that just because I'm like, is that which Scooby-Doo is that or whatever it is?
Right.
You're like, all right.
Baby's Day Out. Check this out.
I'll sit there for a minute and watch this. Yeah, I'm a mark for that, and so that one doesn't pop up on the radar so much.
It's on Hulu. Well, it's on Hulu and Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And I'm not one of those guys that go to Netflix or whatever and be like, I haven't seen this movie in 30 years. I'm going to watch that.
Yeah.
Rarely do I do that.
Right.
I mean, it's usually a group setting when that happens. But me on my own, I have to stumble upon those movies.
My mindset, I have before I even open the streaming service, I have to know what I'm looking for or what I'm going to watch.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm just going to get overwhelmed, get upset, and go back to YouTube.
I gotta admit, I think I've kind of pigeonholed myself for a minute right now.
Oh, you okay?
Yes,
I'm
working
doctor
on
to check
it. Get a wing and a prayer. Because it's just purely, I don't know, maybe it's the time of the season, I don't know. But so I'm watching with my wife the new season of Extracted on Fox.
Right.
And it's a survival show where one of your family members is out in the woods, the other family members are in a hut basically screwing you while you're out in the woods. That's basically the point of the MOOP show.
Right.
But I'm also watching at this current time on my own. Last week they put up a new season of Alone on Netflix.
Oh no!
And I'm about halfway through that bad boy, and I'm a mark for that show. I love Alone. I know it's a slow show, but I am enthralled with the whole process of watching these folks in the woods, and then which ones get over prepared and then they do just something dumb and they're out 3 days later.
Yeah.
Or those ones that they start slipping to the end where the mental really starts kicking in and they're seeing all kinds of things and talking about all kinds of nonsense.
I've had a problem with shows like that since, and I don't know if it was Alone or if it was one of the other shows.
Yeah.
But there was a show where they were kind of focusing on survivalists, and there was this one this guy he had a house built in these trees, and he was super proud of this house.
Yeah.
And by the end of the episode, it had burned to the ground.
Yeah, those things.
And they attribute it to him leaving his gas stove on or propane on or something. I don't believe that. I think the producer set it on fire because they made such, and I know this is it's how it's framed,
right?
But they made such a big deal about how proud this guy was of his house, and he showed off all these rooms and all these different things that he built from scratch,
right?
In the trees. And by the end of the episode, it was burned to the ground. This feels like the producers were involved.
Well, I know Alone they don't do that because it's
right.
They're by themselves out there. The only cameras are the ones they have there with them. They bring them.
So they let Stroud it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And but here's the cool part about now they're like into 11 seasons of Alone now.
Right.
And so this season that they just put up on Netflix is the Arctic Circle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is like the coldest one yet. And it is really interesting. Now, it's kind of interesting if it's almost like an evolution of the show. If you watch season 1 of the show, which I think is on Hulu, weirdly enough, not Netflix, but and then you watch this season, it's evolved so much. The show, like first off, it was only dudes. The first one was like these 6 men. Now there's some women there, but just like the list and how like some of the caliber of people are way more
they've
advanced in survivalist stuff.
I would argue not only have they done this a few times and they kind of get the system, but the people who are on the show have seen it and are familiar with the process.
Well, it's just like, for instance, you watch that first season and they're living in like, they're shelters. They're built with but by this season, they're darn near in log cabins at this point. You know what I mean? They built cabins. They built they're like full. Now, granted, the environment is a little different here because they're in the Arctic and it's but
that's a crazy thing to think about because if you're putting yourself in a survival situation in that cold climate,
and they get to hunt and eat, and that's how they survive. They put them out there, and they're very minimal. I think they get 10 items that they get to bring out with them, and including the clothing on their back's one of them. But like they'll get like some, they'll take a ferro rod, or they'll take which is used for starting fires. If you don't know what that is, or they'll
one of those.
Or they'll give them a sleeping bag. They get like 10 things at a tarp, some string, usually a bow, or a knife, axe, saw, something of those natures, things like that. And these guys have really scienced up, based on the environment where they're going, what these 10 items are. I want this kind of saw because I can do this, and this with it, or this. They get really, and then they end up building these Taj Mahal deals and all that. But like these guys this season, they've got to worry about, because they're trying to survive for the winter, and so their prime sources of food are pike from the river, fish, moose.
I was like caribou.
Moose, and pheasant, like grouse or rabbit, and some small mink, the small game like that. There are also grizzlies in that area, moose and wolves. Now, I don't know if I think they and basically their only defense. I mean, they have a bow. If most of them have a bow, one or guy doesn't. A bow.
Right.
They all have knives and things, but I think they give them like bear spray and a horn. For emergencies, and they got a first aid kit. But that's, a grizzly bear rolls up on these people. They're relatively defenseless. And
basically a protester survival kit.
Yeah. But it's kind of interesting to just see, because then, there's this philosophies of just eat, hunt what you eat, heat, but then there's going to be dry seasons. There's going to be, but then there's the other thing of like one dude bags a moose, and a dude and a moose, that's pounds, and that's really a season of meat right there. But now here's the next fight: preserving it and protecting it. Because guess what? Every animal on the planet, them wolves, them grizzlies, they smell that thing. And so they got to protect it. They got to, and it's not even that big fight. It's the mice, it's the little beavers, it's whatever else that gets up in there and does it too. It's very interesting to watch that show. So
it's like living like 30 or 40 years ago.
Yes.
One of the things, like the evolution of a series, if you want to look at how a series like started and then like how it kind of ended up, Gold Rush is a good example of that.
Yeah.
Because it was, initially like this whole like journey of this, this guy who started his company, whatever. That dude completely faded away, and it just became the Parker Schnabel story.
Yeah.
And that's sort of what it morphed into.
Right.
And the money that they were making in like season 1 versus the amount they were pulling out of the ground, the last time I stopped watching.
Right.
It was night and day. It's insane.
Yeah. But I know those first seasons, they get like a little film canister with like just a smidge at the bottom, like, big season, boys. Yeah. Now they're probably like pulling out wheelbarrows full.
He was pulling in, like pounds.
Yeah, because I know, didn't they go to like out in the ocean and everything else?
At one point, yeah, they had like an offshore thing going on.
Yeah, I know. I haven't watched that show in years, but I know it's evolved. Kind of like Deadliest Catch, you know?
Right.
I used to watch it years ago. I haven't watched it.
It's still, it's like Grey's Anatomy. You pop in every night and you're like, you're still here?
Right, that guy? Yeah. Yes, I need to do that. I know Sig's still around there. I keep seeing him on the commercials and all that. So, but I know a couple of them have died.
Oh,
The
yeah.
captains. Yeah, Phil. There's another one too, isn't there? Yeah, but anyway.
A couple of them died. A couple of them got canceled. So.
Yeah, that might have been true too. There's, they are fishermen, salty folk. So I think
mouths like sailors.
I think Dr. Powell is here from Eastern New Mexico University, Roswell. So let's get her going. He's going to join us and give us an update from ENMU here in just a few. Before we do that, though, let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Little cold front dropping in, so we could get a few showers today, but rain chances are fairly low. We'll have some cloud cover, afternoon high in the mid-60s. Overnight, a shower possible till about midnight. We're in the upper 30s and low 40s, and then we're back to sunshine on Wednesday. Looks pretty nice, upper 60s. Warming up a little bit on Thursday with a mix of sun and clouds, mid-70s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 41 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 67% with winds out of the north at 12 miles per hour. Today, expect mid-60s under partly cloudy skies. Winds will be out of the north, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, expect partly cloudy skies, 38 for an overnight low with east winds at around 5 miles per hour. For you Wednesday, more partly cloudy, mid-60s for a high. A little breezy for the afternoon, 5 to 10 out of the southwest tomorrow early. In the afternoon out of the south, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, we're looking at partly cloudy skies, mid-70s, 74 for a high. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, looking at a good chance at rain showers, a 70% chance of showers after 11 a.m., mostly cloudy, high of 64. 60% chance of rain Friday night, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 41. And then for the weekend, 20% chance of showers early in the day on Saturday, but partly cloudy for the most part, 63 for a high, sunny and 68 on Sunday, and then back into the low 70s for President's Day next week. All right, it is 8:21. Real quick before we take a break, do want to invite folks on over to Dion's Pizza on South Main and West Wildey tonight. Tuesday, February 10th, they do their community nights, and they benefit a different group or school or organization. And so if you swing by Dion's and sit down and dine in for a meal, or if you do order online and pick up or do anything that way, a portion of your meal cost will go and benefit Washington Avenue Elementary School tonight. That is the community night benefactor for this evening, Washington Avenue Elementary. So swing on and have dinner over at Dion's tonight between the hours of 5 and 8 p.m., or you can order ahead online at dions.com for dine-in and pick up. And we do appreciate everyone getting out there and supporting the folks. And thank you to Dion's and going out. And if pizza's not your thing, they got great sandwiches. I always I'm going to go pastrami next time. I haven't tried their pastrami yet, but that's where I'm going next time. But if you want an intro, go with the turkey, but replace the Greek dressing with green chili ranch and dump that on there. And you'll thank me later. That's a good sandwich right there. So, all right, 8:22. We're going to take a quick break. Dr. Powell will join us from Eastern New Mexico University, Roswell, here on the other side. Don't go away.
Fall in love with Sweetheart Specials all month long at Roswell Hyundai with 3.99% APR for 60 months on 2026 Hyundai Kona or Elantra, 0% for 72 months on 2025 Palisade, and 0% for 60 months on 2026 Tucson and Santa Fe. And with Sweetheart Service Specials all month long, like 15% off wipers, air filters, brake pads, spark plugs, plus up to 20% off select parts and service. Sweetheart savings all month long at Roswell Hyundai, 1909 building, West 2nd.
Time to move into a new year at the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop in Roswell. Valentine's fabrics are here and spring fabrics are arriving daily with a great selection of quilts, Valentine shirts, and rope bowls made right here at the Calico Cow. And Brothers sewing machines are on sale now. Plus, the Calico Cow can fix and perform maintenance on all brands. Out of town? Log on to RoswellQuilting.com to order. We ship direct. The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop, 200 East College in Roswell. Want to know how? Come see the cow. Rio Pecos Medical Associates proudly welcomes Dr. David Fuccinari, OBGYN. With advanced training in minimally invasive techniques, Dr. Fuccinari is the first in our community to offer robotic surgery for women experiencing heavy or painful periods, pelvic pain, uterine fibroids, and more. Dr. Trevor Miller, Family Practice and Obstetrics, provides prenatal and OB care along with comprehensive primary care for the whole family, including wellness exams, acute visits, chronic disease management, skin procedures, and joint injections. Rio Pecos has expanded care once again by adding pediatrics. We welcome Kim Hansen and Rihanna Shaw, both experienced pediatric nurse practitioners who share our commitment to compassionate, patient-centered care and who have earned the trust of our community over the years. Book your appointment for OBGYN, family practice, or pediatric care online at riopecosmed.com or call 575-622-6322. Rio Pecos Medical Associates, advancing health and wellness for every generation.
It's possible to turn peanut butter into diamonds. Peter Pan tried it with his buddy Skippy, but they couldn't do it in a jiff. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 25 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Eastern New Mexico University here in Roswell, Dr. Sean Powell back with us this morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you, Mike?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Doing good.
Good. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it, but I did see over the weekend you were at the Together with Veterans breakfast for veterans. They had, I guess I could say, first of many, hopefully, here, veteran breakfasts out at the High Q event. I did see some pictures from the event, and I caught you out there having a meal and chit-chatting with folks out there.
There were quite a few folks out, and I know the Chavez County Health Council was involved with that, and some other organizations. The hospital, Eastern New Mexico Medical Center sponsored it. We sponsored it. And so glad to be there with the veterans and got some good information from the service liaison officer, Daniela, who brought forward some new information for veterans, especially individuals with issues and needing VA services.
Sure. Well, and that's the good thing is and hopefully they get more turnout, get a bigger group of veterans coming out there. All I can say, it's free breakfast. You know, Army dudes, I know you guys, follow your nose, free food. The next time they do it, come on out. And it sounds like they're going to try to do these, at least quarterly or something like that. So.
Well, this was the first one that I knew about. And
I think this was the first to my knowledge. So
we were able to go attend it, and I think it's a good effort to recognize those current and former service members.
Absolutely, yeah. So and obviously too, don't forget, since we're talking, for you veterans that are students at ENMUR, there are resources for veterans on campus as well too. Please tap into those, reach into those. Every tool you have in the bag to help you achieve success through your college years. Tap into it. That's what it's there for. So
right. Well, and we have the Veterans Center, like you're mentioning. And Aaron McCluskey is our Veterans Center coordinator, and he is doing kind of double duty right now, working in the food pantry as well as the Veterans Center. But both services are available, and we're happy to have veterans on campus, and we want to make sure we meet their needs.
Absolutely, yeah. That and everybody else, obviously, here too. But so where do you want to start as far as events or things we want to put on people's radar here?
Well, first of all, I want to thank faculty and staff, our recruiting staff, student affairs, everyone really on campus has worked really hard, and enrollment's up again this spring semester, up by about 2%, and so there's more students in classes and on campus. I think the other thing to know about is we'll in about 6 weeks or so, we'll have that 8-week session going on, and maybe not even 6 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. I've been in the legislature since it started, and so you
the
lose
days
track
are
of
blending
time.
together here.
Yes, I'll be glad when the time has passed. It's coming up pretty soon. On the 20th, I think, is the last day for the legislature this go around.
That's the good news. It's a 30 days, so it'll be done soon.
Right. So about 10 more days, and appreciate all the support from our local legislators through the session, and we'll be looking forward to getting done with that, and the governor hopefully signing off on everything on March 11th, and then being able to move forward
Knock on wood.
with some good planning into the future. We do have a 5K, 10K, and half marathon coming up on March 7th that we're hosting on campus.
All right.
This is a scholarship fundraiser for the foundation.
Very good.
And so the money that
So if you're not a golfer, then maybe you're a runner.
And we do have the golf tournament in April, and we'll talk about that also. But yeah, March 7th is the date for this race, and it's really a walk run. And the course will be open for 4 hours. It'll be on campus, like we've done with the turkey trot in the past, and then we're going to take the path to go out past the armory, and then go around the corner and just follow the airport fence around.
Nice.
And that'll be the out and back course for the half marathon.
Very good.
So.
And if you know what, if you're a runner, but it's a great way to see the air center and see a slower view of what the airport looks like out. And obviously, it's kind of a hustling, bustling place right now. So kind of seeing some of the growth and some of the things going on out there too. So it's kind of neat way to get a tour of the airport too.
Absolutely. And I think Youth Challenge cadets are going to be involved in some capacity with that, either as runners or helping us at the aid stations. I think they're probably going to be running it. We'll have to coordinate that in the next couple of weeks.
Great.
But found out about a new program that we're looking to be involved with RASD, Dexter, Hagerman, and hopefully Lake Arthur. There's a downward extension of Youth Challenge. General Aguilar, the Adjutant General, has been working to do a summer program for middle schoolers and primarily 8th graders. And so we're looking to host that on our campus.
Kind of like
a
leadership-driven course, or?
Well, it won't be quasi-military, and they've been doing these in Albuquerque, so it's not new. They're bringing it to Roswell this summer. I just found out really more about the program yesterday. It involves some exercise activities, and then also the students will be in math and English classes with instructors, and so
kind of like a summer school, but overall body, with phys ed element to it.
Right.
Kind of, if that makes sense. It's like regular school with extra gym class and everything, but a summer school version.
And I think June 1 through July 10th. So it's going to go for about 6 weeks, I think, this summer. And we're hoping to get a lot more information out to people pretty quickly about that program.
I like that.
And I think it's designed for 50 students, and so it's, I think, first come, first serve, and as that information comes out, we'll make sure to get
and
it
I
to
love
the
that the
community.
physical ed side of it, because quite frankly, when we were kids, during the summer, as soon as daylight, I'll be back when the street light's on kind of mindset. Nowadays, they'll spend the whole day buried into computers or on a gaming thing or something. I don't know. Well, we were out running around in the woods or whatever, on your bikes, whatever, we were physical during the summer. So I think that's important for kids, especially that middle school age and that, where the bodies are still growing and everything. They need to be outside running around and getting physical and all that. That's setting the table for the future.
Well, and again, I think it just meets with our mission of enriching lives through learning and being good partners with the school districts and the students, trying to make sure they know what options are available and bring them to campus to show them what future plans, they might have. And then there was another thing that I did want to mention. So we received an anonymous letter yesterday, and it's been circulating in the community. I know it went to elected officials, and I saw it for the first time yesterday, and it was calling for the immediate resignation of all the leaders on campus, and it was alleging violations of policy and also violations of our accrediting standards, and it was anonymous. So the thing is, we have mechanisms in place to take complaints or take concerns and try to work within the system And if someone wants to talk with me about it in person, or if they want to have several people visit with me, I'd be glad to sit down and talk with them.
Sure.
The reason I wanted to bring it up, and I appreciate you letting me air this, is because it did go out to elected officials, and just trying to make sure that people know
it's out circulating the public.
We have received it, and we'll be glad to respond if we know exactly what the concerns are.
Absolutely.
And what the issues that they're trying to bring forth are.
Well, if it's in my 2 cents, and I'll lay out of it, but if you're trying to, whatever your intent was to do, if you're trying to solve a problem, this is the least effective way to solve that problem. If you're just mad and trying to feel better about yourself, well, I guess you won. Congratulations. But if you want to fix something, and if there's something legit going on here, then reach out. Let's fix this. But just blankish, outlandish statement about a thing that's very vague, and I know it's sexy in today's social media, but if we're trying to solve a problem, doesn't fix it. So that's just my 2 cents on that.
Well, and again, I appreciate the chance just to mention that. Again, we're working to meet all of the student needs here in Chavez County and Artesia, and then also in
absolutely
the community needs.
Absolutely. So, that's kind of, and I know this is really what the great thing about ENMUR is it's what you as the student need it to be. If you need it to be this 4-year, a stepping stone to the 4-year bachelor's, master's, whatever that is, it's absolutely the platform to do that. If you're just trying to sharpen a skill set in your particular career field, whether it's welding or nursing or safety standards or whatever that is, ENMUR can help you do that. If you're still looking for your dream, whether it's to be a nurse or to be a pilot or to be an engineer, whatever that is, ENMUR can be the platform for you to do that. If you've on the other side where you've retired and you've kind of thing and you're looking for more community involvement, if you're looking for more socialization, if you're looking for more personal growth, ENMUR can serve as that role for you here, and anything in between there. If you're a person with a family raising kids and you're just trying to get a degree or to get a certificate so you can get that promotion, ENMUR is the absolute place to help you do that. That's really what you guys do, is just whatever platform you're at and you're trying to get to the next one, ENMUR has a path to help you get there.
Well, and again, faculty and staff all across the board, from the custodians to the security to advisors, faculty members, everyone is dedicated to helping students reach their goals, and everybody's job is important. And we try to emphasize that and recognize all the efforts of the campus, because we can't do the job without any one person. All the positions are important.
Absolutely, and this is. And to be honest, we talk COVID and we talk, but that there was some good lessons learned from COVID, where we're now, at the end of the day, it really makes colleges like ENMUR even more accessible to people with less time that can actually sit in a classroom on campus too and do that kind of. I mean, in theory, especially with now we have the 8-week classes, so you're like, well, I want to be in a classroom, but I don't have a full semester's time, but I can knuckle down and do this in a condensed course here, or I can do it all online, or I can do it through different other methods and things. There's just it's so flexible nowadays, and I think COVID also added to making the world a little more flexible in that way.
Well, definitely from a technology perspective and working with faculty to offer online courses. I know that our distance education has continued to improve and increase. And what I mean by that is not only just in number but of students taking online classes, but just the use of the technology. And every class that we have has a shell in our learning management system that's online. So assignments and syllabi and all of the materials, whether you're taking a face-to-face class in the welding shop or whether you're taking an online class in one of the general education courses, history, art, science, whatever it is, those might be somebody who's not ever been to New Mexico, but they're taking those classes because they want to get their degree.
Yeah, it's really neat how things are, and this is really the tip of the iceberg. This is why. Again, I'm not full circle, but I'm going full circle. This is why when these bonds come up and these things, this is why we ask you to support these things, because if you want the best trained, the best educated folks in the world, you've got to invest in the education to keep it running. And otherwise, if technology in the world's advancing, but the people, the things, your tools you're using to educate the people to get there aren't, you're creating a big gap there. And so that's why we ask.
Well, and we met yesterday talking about just all the things that go on. We met yesterday to do more future planning for the September air races that are coming up, and we'll look forward to having more people here this year. And I think that's a true statement that's going to be there.
The Thunderbirds are they put us on the map a little bit bigger. That's a bigger footprint when the Thunderbirds show up. So it's just truth.
And in thinking about the services we offered, I think what we'll do, at least our initial planning right now, is to have our gym open for people to be able to work out and take showers, because we know over in that RV park where they are, sometimes that's kind of limited.
Yeah.
And then we'll have the swimming pool open if they want to do that, and then continuing the relationship with Scouting America and the Conquistador Council and having them
do the movie nights and all that. Yeah.
So those are the things we're looking forward to as we move into the air race planning.
And I think I imagine the families really do appreciate that, because they go out and especially if it's a family affair for some of these race crews and teams and that are competing, and they spend all their time in the garage turning wrenches and do all that, and then at the end of the day, maybe not all of them want to just sit around and drink beers and stuff. They might want to do family things, go to a movie, or, hey, let's do a pickup game of basketball at the gym or something, or volleyball or whatever, or let's go swimming,
Right.
That, I think it kind of gives them a, like a Club Med type atmosphere for their weekend there. A little
well,
bit,
for folks that come in, and if they fly in especially, and they don't have other transportation to go anywhere, that's why we want to have some services available on campus for those attendees.
Yeah, but I'm just taking a stab.
Crews.
Imagine, it's a lot of the people that are working the thing for the week. The spectators, they're coming in. They're coming as fans. They're coming, like football fans or whatever. They're coming ready in their hotels and doing all that stuff. But the people that are, this is their family, their family affairs. They race. They do they're adjacent to it in some way, shape, or form. Those are the ones that are probably, they live out there all week. They don't have the, either before or after the race, they're probably out touring New Mexico and seeing everything. But that week they're here, they're pretty much hunkered down there at the base, I'm thinking. So yeah, it's really a neat thing to have. So,
well, no, we're just, wanting to work with students and the community as we move through the rest of this semester, and then we'll see what new programs come about and just see what needs are.
But if you want to sign up for the 8 weeks, now's the time to be talking to getting either online or coming down for a visit and sitting down with some of the counselors and getting that locked down. The 8 weeks are great if you're trying to, if you're trying to get your degree or have a short amount of time. But just be warned, it is a condensed class, which means you're getting twice the amount of material in half the amount of time. So you're going to have to knuckle down a little bit on this one. Just be warned.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
But it's a great, if you're trying to accelerate or try to get, it's like knock it out in half the time, or trying to, life happens and you got a certain window here, or, and then we get some students nowadays, they've got their finger in several different pies, or they're in ROTC or something, so they're trying to get this done before they go to this thing, and so sometimes those windows narrow a little bit. So these might be great options for you here for solving some of those problems you're having. What else? Is there anything else we want to make sure we cover?
We're looking at graduation being outdoors this year, so we'll be probably in the Wool Bowl as for our graduation.
That'll be nice.
And so it'll be a little different than what we've done in the last 8 years anyhow. And I think one of the concerns that we always have is about capacity. So that'll be relieved.
Wool Bowl solves that one, yeah.
That'll be relieved.
And you can do one big ceremony in essence, instead of a multiple, or, like we've done in years past here, or different things. And Although, I got to warn you, Dr. Powell, because the high schools, it's just I don't care. It cannot rain any other time, but it seems that weekend of graduation, there's always a chance of storms. Even if it never rains, there's always a chance. And I don't, it's just, you can set your watch to it. I really,
and I've been involved with the early college high school graduations, and they're usually early on a Saturday. And I think the earlier the day they are, the better.
Right. Yeah, your odds are definitely more in your favor when they're earlier in the day. That's true. But it's like you won't see nothing in May and nothing right afterwards. But that week or two of graduation, there's a 30% chance or a 20% chance. Like, come on, really?
I've seen that. I believe you. I'm believing what you're saying.
So yes, but that'll be exciting to have it in the Wool Bowl here, and who knows? You feel that? Tell your friends, family. Let's, that'll make it a big deal this year. That'll be great. So
absolutely,
and a lot of fun. If, of course, folks have any questions about anything, of course, if you're thinking, this is great, maybe here in I can start a summer semester or something like that. Now's the time to come and start getting registered for college and start locking in financial aid and doing that kind of stuff. If you're not currently enrolled and want to do this, is a good time to. Now that the semester's settled in and the classes are kind of full going and they're kind of in, I don't say autopilot mode, but they've got the routine down. Things are running a little smoother now at the campus, and things are a little less hectic now that everyone's got settled. So it'd be a good time to come visit and talk and do some of that stuff.
Yes, and the earlier you come to check in, as you've always said, the earlier you come to get enrolled, and the earlier you look at those classes and choose them, the more options you'll have.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is. And really just see opportunities, and if you're not quite ready to talk to someone yet, then go to the website, roswell.enmu.edu, do it in your pajamas there, and just start looking through the course catalog, reading through everything on the website, not only the programs and the different education paths, but resources, student, life, everything else about the campus, and really get a sense of what you're getting into, and then make a call and come on down and we'll have a visit. So,
well, thank you again for allowing me time today. And,
all right, safe travels as you keep, shepherding back and forth to and fro at Santa Fe there, and hopefully a couple more weeks, and then back to a more normal routine here.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Powell. We appreciate your time today.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. It is closing on 8:46. Let's pause for news and your couple other things. Well, don't go away.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. 2 deadlines have come and gone. 10 days have elapsed and still no sign of Nancy Guthrie. The 84-year-old mother of Today's Show co-host Savannah Guthrie still missing. Opening statements have been heard in a landmark trial in Los Angeles. Instagram parent Meta and Google's YouTube are defending against claims that their platforms deliberately addict and harm youngsters. Congress is facing another Friday midnight deadline to agree on federal funding, or else we could see yet another partial government shutdown. About 6,000 San Francisco public school teachers have gone on strike, the city's first teachers walkout in close to 50 years. The educators demanding higher wages, less expensive health benefits. They also want more resources for students with special needs. More details, srnnews.com.
Now, time for another Otis Advisory.
What if inflation went to the doctor? Help me, Doc. Look how big I've gotten, and I'm getting bigger. What do we do?
Inflation? You should have come to see me sooner,
the doc said.
You're getting too much cash in your diet, and now look at you. I'm seeing double digits. Somebody's been feeding the kitty. Where you put all that cash?
Well, said inflation, mainly it just goes in the mail right to your house. Hell, votes cost money, Doc. Or let's say you just hit town from south of the border and you want a new cell phone. Done. Just let inflation tote the note. See how easy this works? Inflation continued. I keep saying, get off me, I'm bloated. You know, like the girls in Queens say all the time. But the big guy just laughs and prints more. That Joey, he lets the dough rise twice. It's a sweet deal until you're down to your last Cadillac. Then they're all like, oh, blame it on inflation, like it's my fault. Hell, I'm just the swelling that comes up later. Look, what used to be a 16-ounce pack of sausage is now 12-ounce. That won't feed 5 hungry men and a big manly woman. Can't be done. I asked the big guy if he was going to tap the oil reserves. Hey, you tapping that? Oh, hell yeah, he said. This your Uncle Otis, a false and dangerous narrative, and I'll see you at the Peace March.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Little cold front dropping in, so we could get a few showers today, but rain chances are fairly low. We'll have some cloud cover, afternoon high in the mid-60s. Overnight, a shower possible till about midnight. We're in the upper 30s and low 40s, and then we're back to sunshine on Wednesday. Looks pretty nice, upper 60s. Warming up a little bit on Thursday with a mix of sun and clouds, mid-70s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All across America, this is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
Good morning, I'm John Terrett. It was a choppy day on Wall Street yesterday with the Dow veering from red to green and green to red most of the day. Investors gearing up for another busy week that includes the delayed jobs report on Wednesday, a possible government shutdown on Friday, and also CPI inflation data on Friday as well. That's inflation paid in the stores, the gas stations, and for services. At the end of it all, the Dow was way above 50,000 still. NASDAQ, S&P in the green. Bitcoin lower for much of the day, but it closed hovering around 70,000. In fact, anything in the green on Monday for the Dow was a record, and so it was. Alphabet is offering a 100-year bond sale to raise funds. It's the first long-term offering in the tech sector since the late 1990s. Alphabet, the parent to Google and YouTube, is aiming to raise $20 billion in high-end dollar bonds, much more than the $15 billion Wall Street thought they would try for. The offering is also being done in other currencies like the pound sterling and the Swiss franc. So far, it's attracted well over $100 billion worth of interest. Eli Lilly is buying Orna Therapeutics of Massachusetts for $2.4 billion. It's a bet on the next generation of cell therapy. And stock in the Danish drug company Novo Nordisk jumped yesterday as it's suing Hims and Hers of California over a knockoff of the Wegovy weight loss drug, which has now been pulled from the shelves. With business, I'm John Terrett.
This is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
What if the future of finance wasn't built around averages, but around you? At Abacus Global Management, we're reshaping financial planning around the most personal data point, your lifespan. But it's more than just insight, it's control. As a technology-driven asset manager, we're empowering investors with an integrated system to take command of your time, your future, your financial destiny. This is a new era of investing. Take control at abacusgm.com.
Artesia General Hospital presents ways to keep your home healthy this winter. Picture it, your home on a cool evening. The heater's humming, the family's cozy, and everyone is staying healthy because you planned ahead. Start with flu shots for the whole family and remind the little ones, washing hands is a superpower. Next, balance those holiday meals. Add roasted veggies, swap sugary drinks for water, and enjoy rich foods in smaller portions. And while you enjoy that warm indoor air, remember, your skin needs care too. Moisturize daily, run a humidifier, and drink plenty of water. A healthy home makes for a joyful season. These healthy living reminders are brought to you by Artesia General Hospital, ready to help take care of you and your family.
The Roswell Symphony Orchestra presents Masters in Harmony, Saturday, February 28th at 7:30 p.m. at Pearson Auditorium in Roswell. Join the Roswell Symphony Orchestra and director Dr. John Ferrer for an outstanding evening of music, including pieces by Bach, Vaughan Williams, Albinoni, and Dvorak, featuring the Roswell Symphony Orchestra's outstanding string section and orchestral oboist Della K. Graham. Tickets are on sale now. Log on to roswellsymphony.org. Masters in Harmony, Saturday, February 28th, 7:30 p.m. at Pearson Auditorium in Roswell.
Hi, can I help you?
I'm here to make hot your home.
You're not Fergie's.
I have right tools for job.
Well, you may have the proper tools, but do you know how to use them?
I learn on Croatian YouTube.
Oh no, baby. Just because
because they have the equipment don't mean they can get the job done. Let Fergie's work their mojo on your heating and AC unit. 622-2660.
Fergalicious. Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply is your one-stop shop for farm and ranch supplies in southeastern New Mexico. With a friendly, knowledgeable team that can help you find the brands you know, including Preferred, Pearson, Purina, iPro Feeds, Ariat, Wrangler, Cinch, Justin Boots, and more. Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply is a proud supporter of area sports, 4-H, FFA, and the farmers and ranchers of tomorrow. Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd, celebrating over 50 years.
Mulan has the highest kill count of any Disney character. When asked for comment, Buzz Lightyear responded, "To infinity and beyond." Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 53 minutes after 8 o'clock. Stay tuned next hour, here about 9:15 or so. Pastor Troy Smotherman will join us with Church on the Move. He's going to join us to tell us all about their 2026 Joy of Marriage Conference. That's going to be happening Thursday, February 19th through February 21st. If you're not aware, this conference is it's designed for married couples, and it's designed to strengthen the relationship, refresh your connection, and bring joy back to the center of your marriage. Through the event that does go over several days there, you get to enjoy special guests. They're going to have a big, delicious dinner. They do a big comedy night. It's really big fun. It's a lot of fun as well as educational. They've been doing it for years. This is it's really an amazing program. If you want to learn more and to register, you stick around, listen to our interview next hour, but go to their website. It is cotmroswell.com/JOM. That's cotmroswell.com/JOM. It stands for Church on the Move, JOM, Joy of Marriage. So if you have trouble remembering the letters there, but cotmroswell.com/JOM. And again, that's going to be happening Thursday, February 19th through the 21st. So pretty good deal there. Hey, also don't forget tonight, Dion's Pizza is doing another one of their community nights. Every so often they do a community night, and if you go out there and enjoy dinner, pizza between the hours of 5 and 8 p.m., a portion of your dinner cost goes back to that organization. And tonight, they're going to be benefiting Washington Avenue Elementary School. So helping the kids over at Washington Avenue Elementary. If you head on over to Dion's between 5 and 8 tonight, and they're located on South Main and West Wildy, and you can go in there, order pizza, or a sandwich, or salad or something. Or you can go online, too, and do it Dion's.com and do dine-in or pick-up that way. It works either way here. So go get you pizza. Pizza kind of sounds good. I haven't had pizza in a minute.
Honestly, Dion's in general just sounds really good.
Oh, I love
We were
Dion's.
supposed to get Dion's.
Yeah.
Gotta call our Dion's guy.
Yeah.
Sometimes
down
you stumble upon a statement, and it kind of warms your heart a little bit.
Yeah.
So, Elon Musk recently tweeted, X'd, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Quote, "Whoever said money doesn't buy happiness really knew what they were talking about."
Oh, is he sad?
He's sad, Elon.
Okay.
He's sad, boy. What's great, though, the responses to that comment. Literally the first one, nobody cares, not one bit.
If Elon's looking for sympathy, sorry. I'm sorry, there's not going to be a lot of sympathetic ears to his
I'm sorry.
plight.
You want friends, go buy them. It's funny. Sometimes he kind of like the mask slips a little bit, and you kind of see behind. A couple of months ago, he tweeted out Grok prompt. A beautiful woman sitting beside you in the rain, looks at you and says, "I love you and I always will." And people were like, "Wow, dude,
Yeah.
it's getting a little bit."
Well, I mean, I just got
you're
this
sad
feeling.
on Maine, bud.
I've never read things on Elon. I don't know. I'm just me sitting on the park bench watching.
Yeah.
He does seems like that dude that was uber smart as a kid, and had no friends, no social life, and now he's a billionaire, and he's trying to make these things, but he's still socially butt awkward that he was from when he was a kid.
You weren't cool enough to go to Sex Island, okay?
Yeah.
You wanted so bad to go, and Elon's like, maybe not. Or Epstein's like, maybe not. Maybe we don't bring you along.
I feel like he's that guy.
Yeah.
And
he's
now,
the guy that wants so bad to be the funniest guy in the room, and he's literally a tryhard.
Like from a distance now, he looks cool, and then you get in a room and talk with him, like, whoa, this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I really do feel like that's what's going on.
And that's a fall from grace because he was sort of like an internet darling there for a minute in like the 2010s.
Well, I'm going to take a stab because he is a genius in some aspects. I'm guessing he's on the spectrum. He's
so deep in the spectrum. He's finding Christmas presents. That's not the point. He's
but I think that's what makes him him. Why he's genius, but at the same time you're like, this guy's creepy at parties.
The best response to that first tweet was Mark Cuban gets on and says, if you were happy when you were poor, you'll be insanely happy if you get rich. If you were miserable before, you'll still be miserable, just with less financial stress.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Mark Cuban's happy. He's just miserable to everybody else.
He just makes everyone around him miserable. Right. That's all. It's a cloud of misery that he casts.
Yeah. He's one of those guys that to me, now that he's got money, people have to listen to him. But at first, no one wants to.
Right.
And it's like, but now they have to.
He's a guy who looks like he found the button-down tearaway pants back in the mid-'90s and says, I found my look.
Like he's Elon Musk, just in a different sleeve. Just like they don't want to hit him into the parties either. No one's wanting to hang out with Cuban either. I'm just saying. For 5 minutes they are, and then
I like the idea of in a different sleeve.
Yeah, he's just a weirdo with a different sleeve.
Hang like sleeve of wizard.
Yes, it is. It's just what it is.
Yep.
It's a different kind of weird. All right, it is 9:00.
There were guys that got called wet fart in high school. Let's put it that
way. All right, it is 9:00. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side of news. Don't go away.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. Arat Thomason. Savannah Guthrie says she and her siblings are at an hour of desperation. 10 days and a couple of deadlines have passed, and the mother of the Today Show co-host is still missing. The status of 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie is unknown as her family appeals to the public to come forward with any shred of information that might help law enforcement. Family members say they are willing to meet a ransom demand, but we know of no contact with the kidnappers. The Justice Department is allowing members of Congress to review unredacted files relating to the activities of the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
In a letter to lawmakers, the DOJ said members will have access to the more than 3 million files released by the department. To access the files, lawmakers will need to give the administration 24 hours notice, and they will be able to review the files on computers at the Department of Justice. Only lawmakers, not their staff, will have access to the files. President Trump wants to move on from the issue, but many questions remain about Epstein and his connections. Greg Clugston, Washington.
All is far from well, and conditions are worsening in communist Cuba, where authorities warn airlines they may not be able to refuel on the island.
This is part of energy rationing as the Trump administration cuts Cuba off from its fuel sources. The shortage stems from U.S. political pressures severing Cuba's access to oil from Venezuela and Mexico. Shorter flights may not be affected, but long-haul routes face challenges. The energy crisis has led to reduced bank hours, suspended cultural events, and halted public transport. U.S. sanctions have long impacted Cuba, but recent measures have intensified the situation. Keith Peters, Washington.
The Dow rising further into record territory. The blue chip index is up 227 points, and the NASDAQ ahead 18. Townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
President Trump is threatening to block the opening of a multi-billion-dollar bridge linking Canada and the United States. Mr. Trump suggests the U.S. should assume ownership of half of the span.
In a lengthy social media post, Mr. Trump accused Canada of taking advantage of America. The bridge, which will connect Ontario and Michigan, has been entirely funded by the Canadian government. But Mr. Trump said he wouldn't allow it to open until, in his words, the U.S. had been fully compensated for everything Washington had given to Canada. It isn't clear what that means. The president criticized a range of Canadian trading practices as well as Prime Minister Mark Carney's recent trip to Beijing. Mr. Trump again warned him against finalizing a trade deal with China.
Now to BBC's Gabrielle Sangaleta. Iranian security official Ali Laranjani is traveling to Oman, the country currently mediating talks between Tehran and the U.S. over Iran's nuclear program. Townhall.com. Charges have been filed in the death of a Massachusetts police recruit.
A supervisor and 3 instructors with a Massachusetts State Police Tactical Unit have been indicted in connection with the death of a recruit following a boxing match during training. Enrique Delgado Garcia died at a hospital in 2024 after becoming unresponsive during a defensive tactics exercise. The charges include causing serious bodily injury and involuntary manslaughter. Delgado Garcia was 25 years old. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
16-year-old student was shot and wounded in a high school in the Washington suburb of Rockville, Maryland. The victim, last described as being hospitalized in stable condition. A suspect, another student, is in custody. Police in Rockville say they're still searching for the gun used in the attack, and investigators say the motive remains unclear. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The tablet said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3. Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday.
Yes, welcome to it.
Yeah.
I stumbled on a video that it was basically a woman's kind of internal monologue while she was watching the Super Bowl halftime show.
All right.
And the thought that they kept coming back to, and I didn't really, I think I realized this at the time because I saw one of them wave. all that grass,
The people.
those was people.
Yeah, they're people in there.
Like, they just kept coming. It's like, are the grass going to do anything?
Yeah.
They're just there just to be grass.
Yeah.
And
I was fixated on the grass.
She goes, yeah, it was awesome. She goes, they could give me the Nobel Peace Prize, and I would if I was grass number 174 in the Super Bowl, that's the thing I'd be known for.
Right.
Grass number 174. Put it on my license plate. Heck yeah. That's right up there with Left Shark.
I was just say, I look forward to like years from now when we see it on there. Everyone's kind of like the shark from the Super Bowl.
Yep, Left Shark.
That was what's her name? Katy Perry, wasn't it?
Yeah, Katy Perry's halftime show.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, people have kind of been talking about and milling about is that was a legitimate wedding.
Yeah,
that went down.
Yeah,
right there in the middle of the halftime.
I saw that on the thing on the social medias yesterday.
Beboni, he signed their wedding certificate as he was the witness.
Yeah. Oh, and the other thing that was creeping on the internet that's not true
is the kid.
Yeah, the kid.
I know.
That gets just some
honestly,
actor.
I got to tell you, we at the time when we were watching, we all kind of looked at each other. Was like, was that Liam?
Yeah.
But no,
it's just a kid. He's an actor.
Despite the fact that, yes, he looked very similar to Liam, no, that was just an actor. It was meant to portray Bad Bunny's
there was a baby Bad
childhood
Bunny.
It was Baby Bunny.
Baby Bad
Baby
Bunny.
That he was giving the Grammy to his childhood self who had dreams of someday being.
See, that's what I saw when I saw it the original time. I went through and I was like, oh, he's like telling himself, hey.
Yeah, and but I think just given the heat of everything, I think people were just waiting for
because
something.
you don't understand the words, you tend to pay attention to the pantomime a little bit more.
That's just it. Is everybody was really trying to like pay attention to the subtext, and there was a lot of it too. There was like times where he was talking about how the island Puerto Rico has intermittent power outages, and they have since the 70s just because of issues with power getting down there. And that scene where he's up on the power station, that's basically they used to have to go up and do their own repair work because nobody was coming out. So like it's all like it was all symbolism of kind of his upbringing and Puerto Rican life.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. Kind of a cool little added thing.
Yeah. Although I got lost in the grass and then I got the Grammy thing. I ain't gonna lie, I lost a little bit.
You know what really threw me was right before they like cut to the open Apple Music or whatever thing.
Yeah.
You saw just one of the grasses go, and I was like, I know I've had a few adult pops, but did that grass just wave at me?
Hey, it's a Super Bowl. You gotta get your time in when you get your time in. So, but it was fun. Now I'm all excited about off season because now it's all like this team.
See, this
is where I'm all like,
this is the
everybody's a Super Bowl champion again.
Right. Well, but this is also the time for sports nerds like you to shine because you could really get lost in the sauce, like lost in the numbers and the minutia of how to build up to the season.
Yeah, well, now what are they going to do in free agency? What are they going to do with the draft? I mean, I look at my team and I'm like, okay, last year didn't go so well. What do we now? We got a brand new offensive coordinator, brand new defensive coordinator. I'm excited.
Right.
They're big.
We're only like a month out from the next draft, right?
April is usually around the draft time. So yeah,
a couple months.
So they'll start free agency here in March, I think.
Yeah.
And then I think in April's the draft. Yeah. So yeah, that's about right. So they'll they're already, they were already like even during Super Bowl week. There's like senior week and all that where and so. The scouts are out watching these kids, and it's, they're they never stop. So it's constant there. Our guest here, I heard phones ring, but I didn't hear doors or nothing open. So he's on our way. Okay, cool, good deal. I was just wondering. I was like, I heard a phone ring, but I wasn't sure if everybody was here or not. So. I do want to remind folks real quick one more time. Don't forget, head on over to Dion's Pizza tonight for their big community night. They do this every once in a while, and tonight they're going to be benefiting Washington Avenue Elementary. So if you go over to Dion's, eat pizza or sandwich or salad or something between the hours of 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. this evening, a little bit of your meal cost will go back to Washington Avenue Elementary School.
Very good.
Be a good deal. So that's tonight from 5 to 8 p.m. at Dion's. Don't forget, you can also order online for dine-in and pickup during that time and also benefit Washington Avenue Elementary, just go to Deons.com or download that Deons app and give her a spin. Pastor Troy Smotherman is going to join us here from Church on the Move, talking about their Joy of Marriage conference. It's going to be happening February 19th through the 21st, so we're going to do that this hour. But before we do that, let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Little cold front dropping in, so we could get a few showers today, but rain chances are fairly low. We'll have some cloud cover, afternoon high in the mid-60s. Overnight, a shower possible till about midnight. We're in the upper 30s and low 40s, and then we're back to sunshine on Wednesday. Looks pretty nice, upper 60s. Warming up a little bit on Thursday with a mix of sun and clouds, mid-70s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 54 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 42%. Winds, says a little breezy out of the north at 15. Yeah, those trees are, despite lacking leaves, they are moving a little bit out there, so it might be a little breezy. For today, partly cloudy skies, mid-60s, 66 officially. Winds will be out of the north, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy, looking at an overnight low of 38 degrees with east winds at around 5 miles per hour. Wednesday, kind of looking a lot like today, partly cloudy, 66 once again for a high. Southwest winds 5 to 10 this morning, or for the early hours, 10 to 15 for the afternoon. Wednesday night, partly cloudy, overnight low of 40. Thursday, we're looking at sunny skies, warmer, mid-70s, 74 for a high on Thursday. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, good chances at rain. A 70% chance at rain showers. Basically after 11 is what they're telling us. Mostly cloudy for the day, a high of 64. So, and then Friday night, we're looking at a 60% chance of rain, mainly before 11 p.m., mostly cloudy overnight with an overnight low of 41. Saturday, we're looking at a 20% chance of rain, but that should wrap up by about 11 a.m. Partly cloudy for the day, 63 for a high, and then sunny and 68 for Sunday, and then back into the low 70s. For President's Day next week here. So temp-wise, not too bad, and could get some rain here on Friday, looks like. So overall, no complaints for me. All right, it is 14 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take a commercial break here, and then Pastor Troy Smotherman will join us from Church on the Move on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Love is in the air at Roswell Hyundai, and they want you to feel the love too with a $200 gift card to Lulu's Salon and Day Spa. Simply take a qualified test drive at Roswell Hyundai to be entered to win. The winner will be announced Friday, February 13th at noon on Facebook. Roswell Hyundai wants you to love your ride, and they've got a lot loaded up with beautiful vehicles that fit your needs and your budget. Stop by, test drive, and win. Make this Valentine's Day a whole lot sweeter at Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
Marriage is a gift, and it's worth investing in. Join us for the Joy of Marriage Conference happening February 19th through the 21st at Church on the Move in Roswell, New Mexico. This is a Christian conference for married couples only, designed to strengthen your relationship, refresh your connection, and bring joy back to the center of your marriage. Enjoy special guest speakers, a delicious dinner, and a comedy show that will have you laughing together. Don't miss it. Register now at cotmroswell.com/JOM. That's cotmroswell.com/JOM.
Confidence is in the details, and your face deserves expert care. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher at Carabelli Dental, and in our office, Botox treatments are administered by an expert dentist with advanced knowledge of facial anatomy. Precision is always our priority when it comes to your Botox treatments, along with attention to what you want for your perfect results. For a beautifully natural and youthful result, visit with us, the Botox experts at Carabelli Dental.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell, or call 575-622-4455.
At Acatio Family Practice, Pediatrics, and OMED Spa, our team is here for you. Nancy Walker, Fallon Moody, and Tialana Watts are family nurse practitioners offering expert care in family practice, pediatrics, women's health, and aesthetics. Nancy also provides advanced hormone therapy for men and women, including hormone pellet implants that help patients feel their best. Plus, meet Brittany Harrell, our skilled nurse injector, offering a full range of aesthetic procedures to help you look and feel confident. Same-day and walk-in patients are always welcome. Visit Acatio Family Practice, Pediatrics, and OMED Spa at 607 West Country Club Road in Roswell. your family, your health, your beauty, all in one place. Hey Roswell, it's tax season, and your friends at Roswell Ford have an offer you're gonna love. We don't need your tax refund. Really? Correct. I'm not kidding. Don't wait for your tax refund. Right now, at Roswell Ford, you can buy a new Ford with zero down and no payments for 90 days. Still making payments on your current car, truck, or SUV? Roswell Ford will do whatever it takes to get you released, even if you owe thousands more than your trade is worth, so you can get massive savings on a great selection of new Fords and quality pre-owned vehicles. Worried your credit is not getting any love? Roswell Ford has partnered with more aggressive lenders that will push to approve your credit with great rates and terms, even if your credit is less than perfect. Roswell Ford makes buying a new or quality pre-owned vehicle fast, fun, and easy. So don't wait for your tax refund. Get huge American-made savings right now. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com.
Interest accrues from date of sale, subject to lender approval. Offers not combined on select vehicles.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Tax-free edition only. Roughly 37% of filings qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. Now this is tax.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
Intuit TurboTax Free Edition. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for Earned Income Tax Credit, Child Tax Credit, Student Loan Interest, and Schedule 1A.
Okay, get this. Now at Wendy's, you get to go biggie with new Biggie deals. That means going biggie with a $4 Biggie Bites, biggier with a $6 Biggie Bag, or biggiest with an $8 Biggie Bundle. So now you can choose and customize your Biggie deal. As you should. Sorry, I get fired up when I'm talking deals. More Biggie options so you can get more of what you really want at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Your fingernails grow faster on your dominant hand. Not sure which is your dominant hand? Just wait. You'll nail it. Here's Mike Winters.
Hey, good morning. It is 19 minutes after 9 o'clock. Rico Suave. That was the name I was thinking. Joining us in studio this morning.
I'm not Rico Suave.
No, but he knows a guy.
I know the guy who was Rico Suave.
But Pastor Troy Smotherman joining us this morning for Church on the Move. Good morning, Troy. How you doing, sir?
Doing good, Mike. Good to be with you
good
this
to see
morning.
You.
And
good seeing
hello
you.
to everybody out there in Radio Land.
Yeah, it's good to see you. How's the church family doing? And
church family's doing
seems like everything's been going well. And I know particularly with the cold and everything, I know you guys have been stepping up and reaching out to the flock, so to speak, and making sure everyone's taken care of. And
to our people, and then also to some of the other organizations in town that house the homeless or give out sleeping bags,
Yeah, I know you guys have been
providing those for them and paying for those and letting them distribute those, and just partnerships with people here in town that are helping people on the street. And, we're making sure our people have their heaters on.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, and this is those times when we're blessed to have, and this is what you do. You help others that are in need at those times. And that's what you guys do. So.
Well, how that works, Mike, is exactly opposite what people think. People think that you get it and then you give it.
Yeah.
But really what you do is you begin to give, and then God begins to give to you.
Sure.
Because he knows that you'll give.
Mm-hmm.
And so he blesses generous givers.
Absolutely.
And so our church doesn't have, multimillionaires giving any money. We don't have that. But we have a lot of people that give, but he does something. It's really supernatural. When you're a giver, he just starts blessing, and that's how we're able to do that. A lot of people say, that's the rich church. No, we are. We're rich in giving. And because we're rich in giving, God keeps supplying our needs so we can bless others.
You pay back tenfold. You really do. But this is what I love so much about it is help is help.
Yeah.
And sometimes help is making someone a sandwich, and that's it.
It is.
And that's all it is too.
Sometimes it's a hug. Sometimes it's helping them, get the water out of their house when it floods. Sometimes it's just, holding their, letting them cry on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Just a word of encouragement, a smile.
Yeah.
I always encourage people to smile more.
You know what?
People look so sad or mad.
It's hard to be in an argument when you're smiling, just saying.
It is. It is.
Which kind of segues to what we're kind of doing here with One thing, and I'm going to say this year is going to be a little bit different than the previous years, just because of the world we live in now. But Joy of the Marriage conference, seminar, the whole program, lifestyle, really, it's more than just a program, is something a bit you and your wife's passion project, I think, probably since you started ministry, and I'm certainly since you and your wife together have been in ministry. This has been something, and your wife's, this was really her heart, her what got her up in the mornings to live her day was the Joy of Marriage program, lifestyle seminar conference here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She kind of, two things, she had a great love for the women of our church to minister to women. And on top of that was her great love to minister to marriages, and to help them, because we didn't have a perfect marriage. There's no such thing, right? But the reason we
and anybody that says that, they're lying.
Yeah, they're lying. They're not telling the truth. But we had a joyful marriage,
sure,
and that's why we call it the joy of marriage, because we had so much joy in our friendship,
sure,
in our intimacy, in our walk together as Christians. I mean, at every level, friendship, man, we had such a joy, and
sure,
we raised our children with that joy in our home, because they saw how much we loved God and
Absolutely.
loved each other, and this was really her heart, was to see. She wants to see everybody have
absolutely
what we had, and it's not just, it is supernatural. It is a gift from God, but you have to do some work in this.
Sure.
And that's what we do at Joy Marriage Conferences. We give people opportunities to grow. If you have a terrible marriage, we'll help you. If you do the work, God will help you pull out of that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If you have a great marriage, you'll go to greater.
Well, it all starts with investment, and if you're not fully diving in with both feet, then you're not doing it correctly, and that's marriage. And if you're not willing, that there is a reason why, a lot of times, particularly when you go through a religion or a faith-based organization, they put prerequisites on you before they just up and marry you. They want to talk to you. They want to know. They want you to be fully aware of what you're committing to here, and not all of us take those seriously sometimes, and then we learn the hard way. And then that's what this conference really is it's about that, regardless whether you've been married a week or 30 years, you're going to find tools, helpful resources, new perspectives on marriage and how to navigate marriage and how to, become, it's two brains becoming one soul is really what marriage is. And so it's a lot to navigate there, you know what I mean?
It's not like, your biological family, your children are biological. Your parents and your brothers and sisters are biological.
Yeah.
Who you marry is the deepest relationship you'll ever have, and you're not related.
You picked it.
Yeah, you weren't raised in the same home. You're not related. Yes, it had to be a choice.
Yeah.
And so it's different. It's the relationship that God has built everything on, family, culture, government, you name it, church.
Sure.
It's built on marriage. And so it's vital, and that's why it's been under such attack in the last years. I mean, just, the last 40, 50 years,
Sure.
It's just been under major attack because our mutual enemy, knows if he can destroy marriage, it's the foundation.
It's the core of the nucleus of all that it is.
Yeah, that God intended. And so we want to build it up. So we try to have a conference here locally, and we invite everybody from, it doesn't matter what church you go to.
Yeah.
We aren't trying to pursue anybody's church membership, but we know that people need to make an investment like you talked about. And so we don't care what church you go to. If you're married, legally married,
sure,
you can sign up for this conference and attend it. It's really, we have a lot of fun too.
Oh yeah, this is really. It's going to put, by design, put you out your comfort zone a little bit, but it's also going to invest in the joy. That's the joy of marriage. So we're going to do it with entertainment and dinner and in scenarios that are places you want to be in, not in places that seem like you're in school or in in therapy.
No, it's not like that. We have so much fun. It's our 21st year. It's $155, and you can register at cotmroswell.com. The doors open at 6 p.m. on that's Thursday night, the 19th. So we have Thursday night, Then we have Friday morning, Friday night, and then we have Saturday morning till noon. And so that's the times. And Friday night's a date night. We have tables for two.
Gotcha.
You sit down. We're serving barbecue.
All right.
And so we have a couple in our church, David and Ned Aguilar, they make incredible. They've won competitions with their barbecue.
Ooh.
So they're making the pulled pork and the brisket, and we're adding all the sides. And
Nice.
so for $155, you get all of that,
And you can get a
including
little saucy. Get a little saucy because you got to, make sure your partner's got their, sauced up. So a little intimate time.
Yeah.
And
you get to enjoy that. And then we have a comedian that Acantendo is his name.
Okay.
He's incredibly funny. He's traveled. He's done it all. Acantendo's done it all. You
Nice.
name the comedy spot. You name the place. You name the program, the show. He's done it. He's written for so many shows.
Okay. So it sounds like he's those guys that, he's but like then you look behind the scenes of like some super dude and this guy's the guy holding him up kind of thing.
He does a ton of that, but he's hilarious. He's done this whole comedy circuit.
Gotcha.
And then he became a Christian. And so now he does, clean Christian comedy.
And
so,
probably a married man that's
he's
probably
married, got
very
children.
experienced in
Great
many
wife,
of the same
Unessa.
issues that you as a married couple experience from time to time. And that's the best time is when you can, because that's the fun of a lot of these conferences is because at the end of the day, you're going to find out all the other couples kind of have the same problems you do. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It comes from a slightly different angle, but it's coming from the same id. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're all in this together.
Yeah.
I always say that. You're exactly right, Mike.
Yeah.
Communication or intimacy issues or friendship issues or it's the same stuff. We're men and women.
Sure.
Absolutely. And so we have some common things as men and common things as women.
Our brains as women are wired a certain way and think a certain way, and same with men. It's just God's plan. It's the DNA. It's the way the roadmap's placed, folks. It's just how it works.
Yeah, it's funny. I was watching a TikTok. People send me stuff. I don't have TikTok, but they send me stuff. And I was watching a guy. They're asking him questions like, what happened in the Battle of the Bulge? What date was it? What took place? Who was on? And he's naming. Have you seen this one? He's naming answering all these serious history questions with specifics. Then they said, by the way, what's your wife's birthday and what's your anniversary? He just sits there like he's talking all this history and all this sports stuff.
Yeah,
it's hilarious. That's the difference how we're wired right there.
Yep, it's the whole. If you ever remember the old show, Everybody Loves Raymond. It's the whole scene where the wedding tape and Ray tapes the football game over the wedding tape. That's the guy id versus the woman into a T right there.
Oh man, that show is so funny. That one and the one with James. He's a UPS driver.
Oh, King of Queens.
King of Queens. Their interaction is hilarious.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Now, at this conference, though, you mentioned Rico Suave at the beginning.
Yeah.
The reason he mentioned that is because Geraldo Mejia and his wife, Kathy, are coming, and he put out the famous song, Rico Suave.
He was internationally known for a minute there as Rico Suave.
And so he's a Christian, and he's coming, and they're going to speak on marriage, as well as Acantendo and his wife, Unessa. And Tanya and Lee Wilson from Texas.
Okay. Was he from Puerto Rico?
I think he is.
Rico Suave? I think it's Puerto Rico. Yeah,
I think he is.
Because, I remember the Rico, but there's a whole lot of fast Spanish in between there, and I didn't know any of that. I think he's from Puerto Rico.
But I remember the song, too.
Yeah.
It was really famous.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's coming down. He doesn't look anything like
I imagine he's not Rico Suave
that
anymore.
80s, 90s look. No, he doesn't have that look at all, man. But he's we're really excited to host him. And
awesome.
We also have Clinton Allen, a worship pastor in Dallas and founder of Clinton, is a worship pastor and songwriter and founder of Creative Curating. He's a consultant and a coach, and he's an incredible singer. We had his wife in to come and speak at one of our women's conferences, and we got to know them, and so we invited him to come, and so he's going to help be singing with our praise and worship team.
Nice.
So we're going to have a blast. We're going to have such a great night.
And what I love about some of these performers, because they're entertainers, they live a unique married lifestyle, and so they probably have unique problems and unique experiences that they share with you at some of their when they're not singing, then they're kind of talking and visiting with you a little bit.
Oh, they tell me all kinds of stories. They tell me, and Acantendo's personal journey to Jesus is incredible.
Yeah.
It's an incredible ride. I wish he could share it, but we don't have. We're doing something else. We're talking about
this
marriage,
is why you come to the conference, and you come and we're hitting you with the. But if you want the meat of the source, you gotta come and join us and be a part of it.
And they'll be here. And our scripture this year is Mark 10:9. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate.
There you go.
And because God holds marriage sacred, and whether you've made mistakes, whether you've sinned, whether you've hurt each other, if you're still together,
Mm-hmm.
and and you want to, fix some of those issues. We can't fix everything, but this is definitely a launching point for those kind of marriages. But it's not just for that.
Absolutely.
If you have a great marriage like you and your wife do, it's a great time.
Absolutely.
And it's a time to build on that. And a lot of times with Julie and I, just be reminders like, hey, we've kind of slacked up on that,
And it's so easy to do as life gets busy and everything. And unfortunately, because it's just, I think, mostly second nature for most of us, that, our biggest rock on the planet, when times get tough, we're the ones they ignore the most the first. Because well, they're fine. I got to focus on this. And then enough of that, you're like, they're not fine. And that's,
exactly.
And it's not anything from an evil place or a dark place. It's just sometimes life makes us forget the things that get important to us sometimes because we get so wrapped up in the minutia of whatever's going on in that day. And so things like this remind us, no, this is your rock. You can't do any of that without this being here with you. Your partner in life here. That's what it's about. And so that's why I think events like this and I do want to mention this to you because this is what you and your wife, what you've gone through and the loss you have, and I know this really is kind of your wife's legacy. It really is, and so
the Inspire Women's Conference.
It kind of humbles me to see that you are determined to keep this going and to keep it going. Where I'm going to take a stab that you're probably not feeling, being missing your better half. It's hard to focus on this kind of stuff.
Well, Mike, it's
personally,
it's not hard to focus on it. It's hard to be there.
Sure.
It's hard to be at the actual event without her because now I don't have my wife,
right?
My beautiful wife, and so I'm still going to speak some at this. I'll do an interview with that group on Saturday, and we'll just take questions.
Sure.
And, talk about subjects, just kind of. Take on subjects that haven't been covered.
But I just admire that, I think I just tipped the cap. I just think it was, I know you're doing it because it's so important to your wife, but also, that, the benefit that this has. And this, if you want to make, at the end of the day, you want to fix the world and fix the foundation and fix people, it starts with family. It starts with home. It starts with the nucleus. And if you can't get the nucleus right, none of the rest is going to come out right either.
Yeah, if you accept Jesus Christ as the Lord of your life, both of you.
Yeah.
Then you have what you were talking about, a foundation to work on and to build on, and that's what kept Julie and I together when we didn't like each other for a long time.
Sure.
And we always said we had 34 years of we were married 34 years, but we had 32 great years, joyful years, because the first two were rough. We were selfish and immature and had to work through all that. But we never, ever thought about divorcing.
Every lengthy marriage has that. It may not be the first. It may be the middle ones. It may be it's just where life takes you. And and obviously as people get older in life and desires and changes want life, sometimes that doesn't jive with the marriage either. And that's why, the midlife crisis and the dude buying the Ferrari at 45, all those things impact marriage.
They do, and part of, having a joyful marriage is growing together.
Yeah.
And how you do that. And Julie, I always talked about this, and I always shared this with Julie as we were married and as we got older with my children, that, man, you have to have three parts of that marriage. One, you have to have a physical intimacy life that is satisfying to both people. Number two, you have to have a great friendship. You have to build on something you have in common.
Yeah.
With Julie and I, it was Jesus, family, and sports. We're big sports, Oklahoma University and the Celtics. And,
yes, it only works when you like the same team.
Yeah, and pretty much that's all. And we didn't play golf. We didn't. And not that there's anything wrong with that, but we didn't build our friendship on separate things.
Gotcha.
Like, I go do this, and she does that.
Right.
That's not that we didn't. She didn't go. Do things that I didn't go do things.
Well,
but
there's always
we didn't build our life on those things. Those weren't habits. Those weren't hobbies. And then, of course, the deepest part is the spiritual part. You have to be equally yoked, and so that's the thing that I like to minister to and encourage in people. And Mike, it all starts with you and I, men. Starts with the men leading the way spiritually, and and developing that friendship with your wife. Julie and I. Some of our greatest joys were involved all three of those, and we just had a great friendship that we built together, and we weren't roommates either, though. It didn't become roommates.
Right.
And so God intended us to be intimate and within the confines of marriage. And he's like, you need to enjoy this. I made it to enjoy.
Absolutely.
But, it has to be in the confines of marriage between a man and a woman. And so anyway, we just figured out, we read books, we sought counsel on all those subjects and learned. So we just really determined we wanted a great marriage.
Yeah. And that's
a joyful one.
And that's really, if you go in with that mindset, and I think love is love. And you got to have the love, and without the love, none of it works.
That's right.
But at the end of the day, once you know the love is there, you gotta know each other. You gotta learn everything. And I know it takes time, and you're gonna and guess what? You're gonna the day you're on each other's deathbed, you're still learning about each other. You really are. But that being said, it's just something that you if you're not willing to invest it from the beginning and not be prepared for the long haul, then you're set up for fail. We live in a world where divorce is just they're using it as a tool, but like, well, it's already on the table before you even started. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, I feel like that is, and look, I'm not trying to get into lawyers and prenups and all that. Everyone do their thing and how they best do their thing.
Yeah.
But that being said, I feel like everyone gets married nowadays thinking that they're not in for the long haul. They're thinking, if I have a 20-year run, I did pretty good. No, you didn't. You failed.
Yeah. Yeah. It's to me, with Julie and I, and unfortunately I experienced that. I believe way too young for her.
Yeah.
It's to death do us part, know, and we were going to love each other through everything and anything.
Sure.
And that foundation of Jesus's love for us and our love for each other. And then, like I talked about, just our friendship. We just had we determined, she was a Lakers fan, Mike. I'm a Celtics fan.
Ooh, that's as bad as me and my wife, Cowboys, Redskins.
There you go. It is. It's just as bad. Yeah. And she gave up the Lakers to become a Celtics fan. And I wasn't a big Oklahoma University fan. I was more of a Redskins fan.
Sure.
And I liked Ohio State. In college, I liked their team. I always liked their team. I liked the Buckeyes, and so I gave up the Buckeyes, and I dove in head first OU, and she dove in head first Celtics. And so those are the kind of compromises that we did as friends.
Sure.
And I know a lot of couples like you guys, Dallas Redskins, and they enjoy that. They enjoy the camaraderie.
Yeah, we have fun with it.
And we could have done that, but we just wanted to be on each other's team.
Sure.
Because, unfortunately, I talk better trash than she did. She didn't like it.
Yeah.
So she learned, but she didn't like it.
I understand that, because at some point you're like, that was fun, and then now everybody hates me. It doesn't win.
Yeah. And so we just decided, that we were going to jump in with both feet, and that we traveled, and part of our vacation was going to games.
That's great.
Following our teams.
Enjoying the experience.
Yeah, we go to
game.
great cities, and look at the city and go to everything and experience museums and different things to see. And then we'd go watch a game.
Go watch a game and cap
so we've
it
been
off.
to the Rose Bowl, the Sugar Bowl. We've been to all kinds of things.
That's awesome.
The OU, the World Series in softball. We've been to that a couple of times to watch them win it all. And so, we just did that, and we had a blast.
That's
doing
great.
those things.
That's great.
We had a blast.
But that's marriage. That's you find your thing, and whatever it is, you do your thing. And if it's road tripping to sports things or antiquing or whatever it is, or camping or something like that, that's what you got to find somebody that you like doing those things with. And if you don't like doing those things together, then maybe you didn't pick the right partner. You know what I mean?
Well, and if you don't, here's the thing, Mike, there's got to be compromise. Compromise, a lot of times people think is a negative word. It's a negative word if you're compromising your principles.
Sure.
But to compromise your hobby?
Sure.
To not try to find something you enjoy doing together?
Absolutely. Well, that's how you learn. That's how you grow.
Exactly.
I mean, if that were the case, all of us would be eating one type of meat every day, one type of, you know what I mean? We're not, you aren't going to try an egg every once in a while or try a vegetable,
Yeah. It's when people dig in their feet like that and say, I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that and I'm not going to go with you hunting, husband, and I'm not going to go with you shopping. Julian liked to shop.
Yeah.
So I hated to shop, but we were on, you're talking about polar opposites there.
Sure.
I learned to shop and I learned to be patient and kind to her because I despised it growing up. And so those are those compromises. And it can't be a one-way street that, the woman says, well, you just compromise everything for me. Or the man says, you compromise everything
because then you
for me.
build up animosity and everything else there.
It's not fun that way.
Yeah.
It's better when there's an exchange of affection and exchange of sacrifice. And then I learned to enjoy shopping with my wife.
Sure.
At first it was just a decision.
Sure. Well, and this is all love. And this is where, because some people are good at showing love through hugs and kisses. Other people, and guys particularly, are, I like to do things. I like to leave things. I like to build you thing. Or I like to, that's guy love.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Stuff, yeah.
And so... and this is how you balance that and understand each other, and say, no, you know what, I want to hang out with you here because this is how I love you. I love you, therefore I want to sacrifice something that I probably is not going to be my cup of tea, but I want to do it with you because I want to be with you.
Exactly.
And that's what it's about.
That's how you build a joyful marriage right there, Mark.
Yeah.
You just described it. And Julie and I were as far apart as Lakers Celtics are, Dallas Washington is. That's how far apart we were shopping, me not liking shopping. She liked to hold hands and do all that. I couldn't stand any kind of physical touch. So, but I just had to learn.
Right.
And I compromised that. And then I learned to really love it.
Sure.
It just became part of me. And so that's how we exchanged.
And then on the flip side, you also have to understand that just because someone shows love differently than you doesn't mean they have less love for you.
Or they're wrong.
Yeah, or they're wrong. And that's what the joy of marriage is about. And so
learning that and giving them what they need and they giving you, that's how you build a joyful marriage. But selfishness, Mike, destroys it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
When someone says, I'm not going to change, I'm not going to grow, I'm not going to, that destroys selfishness. Jesus said, if you save your life, you'll lose it.
Yeah.
But if you give your life, you'll gain life. So when you give your life away, when you make those vows before God and your family to marry, man, you're saying, hey, I'm gonna compromise for you. I'm gonna sacrifice for you. And when both people do it, man, you and I both know.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's joyful.
I'm learning. I've got 25 years under my belt, and I've got to say that I'm much happier in my marriage today than I was 20 years ago.
And she's a Dallas fan, and you love her. I could tell you love her.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she loves you, and you're a Redskins fan.
Yep. And to be honest, I'm through the good times and bad I've had in the 25 years, I'm like, how would I have gotten through half of what I've gotten through if I had not been married to my wife? And I'm like, I don't know the answer to that question.
I miss that so much.
Yeah.
I miss my friend. My partner.
I'm so sorry. This is what it's so. I
miss her so much.
It's just such a torn interview because I'm like, this is so cool that this is going, but at the same time, I'm like, this has got to just be really, really rough for you, and I'm really sorry.
Well, God gave me a word the other day. I shared it with the church Sunday from Philippians about moving forward, and He spoke very clearly to me. And we start every year with a 21-day fast at our church, and He spoke very clearly to me. The Spirit of God spoke to me and said, hey, listen, because the hardest thing, Mike, was, and I grew up in the military. I couldn't hang on to anything. Every time we moved, we had to, a different house every couple of years, different city.
Hurry up and wait.
We didn't own a home till I was 13 years old.
I understand.
And so I never put any value
No stability.
on material things.
Foundation.
It was here today and gone tomorrow, right? And so, man, I had the toughest time even touching or let anybody touch her stuff.
That makes
Stuff in her
sense.
closet, because that home is hers.
Sure.
And she's got stuff everywhere. You know, very organized, because she's an organized person, but it's her stuff.
Right.
And so I really, because each time I would let my daughter-in-laws look at her purses or do something, I felt like I was leaving her behind. And the Lord spoke to me very clearly and said, "You aren't leaving her behind. She has gone in front of you. She's in your future.
Yeah.
You have the memories of the past, Troy, but she is out in front of you in your future, not your past."
The stuff is stuff.
Yeah.
She's not in the stuff. That's just your reminder of the stuff, but the memory doesn't go away. And it's a hard lesson to, we all learn it. We're all learning, just like, my mother and my father and various people I've lost over the course of my life,
that.
And it's just, you're hard to let go, but you know what? They're here. They're there. They're here. They're not in that shoebox. They're not in that.
They're out in front of us. That's the thing he gave me, is that she's in your future. She's where you want to be.
Yeah.
She's where, Jesus promised you'd be if you'd surrender your life to him. And so, man, it just really, it now sounds so simple, but it really set me free to kind of start moving forward, and so this is part of it. We're going to keep doing the Joy of Marriage to honor him. Her heart for marriage and my heart for marriage,
I know
and keep on ministering to people. We're going to keep helping people. That's
I know
what
her
Julie
heart
and I
is
did.
full of joy watching this and knowing that her legacy continues here.
Amen.
And I really, if this is the first you ever heard of it, then guess what? It's your lucky day. Come check this out. It's going to be the 19th to the 21st. It is really an opportunity to invest in your marriage, and I'm pretty sure there is nothing more important in your world right now than your marriage. If you're doing it right, that's what it should be. So, talk with your spouse. Let's, invest some time here. Come dab a toe. Come out here. Come, if nothing else, come for a weekend getaway of dinner and entertainment and comedy and food and fun and meeting some people.
Have someone watch the kids and rent a hotel room if you want to here in town.
Come as escape from life for a couple of days. And I think when you're done at the weekend, you're going to be like, wow, I have a renewed perspective on our marriage and how to tackle it and how to make it better. Sometimes things like this are the biggest light bulbs or biggest change in your life that really catalyst onto bigger, better, amazing things.
Exactly. And so good.
This is what this weekend can be for you. So.
And we do have some childcare, Mike. I don't think every service, but we do have some. So just contact the church. They'll let you know how that works and how we're going to do that, how we're going to manage that.
Yeah, go to the Church on the Move website. You can sign up. You can read more about the conference. You can get more in details on the comedians and all the good stuff there. COTMRoswell.com/JOM. Which is short for Joy of Marriage, COTM, Church on the Move. So if you don't remember the initials, just think Church on the Move, Joy of Marriage. And if you Google that, any of that, it should pop right up. So same with Facebook and all that too. And don't hesitate to call the church. They'll be happy to give you more information. And please come. And good news. If this weekend just isn't working for you, the Joy of Marriage Conference, they do other retreats. There's going to be more down the pipeline here in the coming future. So this isn't your only opportunity to get your foot in the door. If this weekend just doesn't work for whatever reason, please keep investing, keep calling, talking in, and let's get you lined up and ready for the next deal. And who knows, maybe it'll be one of the retreats out of town or something like that.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see what's next.
Next year, we're going to have several different opportunities, so it's going to be good.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mike.
Anything we missed, Pastor? Anything?
I don't think so, man. I think we covered everything.
I appreciate the conversation, and I'm just happy that your life is going and things are going and
moving forward.
I'm so blessed to happy to know that. Where the void is, the church family is meeting that need as much as humanly possible.
They've been wonderful.
That's awesome.
Jesus has been wonderful. They've been wonderful.
Sometimes making a sandwich is solve all the problems. Sandwich and a beer, I'll tell you. Sometimes a sandwich and a beer will solve a lot of problems.
I quit drinking a long time ago, but A sandwich sounds pretty good.
I hear
or
you.
some Mexican food. That's
Right.
always the
Well, my Dr. Beer, yeah, everything's too. No. A diet soda. How about that? Yeah. Thank you, Pat, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike.
We will see you next time. And anything we can do to help, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Thank you so much.
Good deal.
You guys are wonderful.
All right, it is 9:51. This morning's just zipping by. It feels like I was just getting out of bed like a minute ago. All right, let's pause for some news, Hannity update, and sports as well before we wrap up the show. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Thanks, Mike.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. The FBI says it's not aware of any ongoing communication between the Guthrie family and the suspected kidnappers of Nancy Guthrie. Investigators say they have not identified any suspects or persons of interest. Another suspected drug-running boat has been blown out of the water by the U.S. military in the Eastern Pacific. 2 alleged narco-terrorists were killed. There was 1 survivor. From the classroom to the picket line, almost 6,000 San Francisco public school teachers have gone on strike. It is the first such walkout in San Francisco in more than 45 years. And the House Homeland Security Committee is hearing from Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons at a hearing Capitol Hill today. Watching Wall Street, stocks are higher. The Dow is up about 201 points. More details, srnnews.com.
Waking up on the right side. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
You live in a free country and you don't have to watch it. You can watch the Puppy Bowl. I didn't tell you that.
I love the Puppy Bowl.
Of course you love the Puppy Bowl.
I do love the Puppy Bowl. I love
actually,
puppies.
because I know you watch it, I actually tuned in for a few minutes to watch the Puppy Bowl. It's a mess. It's a complete mess. The dogs don't know what they're doing.
But it's the best kind of mess. It's sweet, it's fluffy, it's kind, it's all things America. I'm like, oh, finally, something nice.
I didn't tell you I'm in the process of getting a new dog.
You
I'll tell you
are?
that.
Congratulations.
Breaking news now.
Except this dog's going to be super trained by the time I get it. You know,
You don't
Lawrence
have to
Jones,
train them. You
LJ?
just you give them love.
Wrong.
From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
All right, folks, time to talk about real money, gold and silver. Now, the analysts, the guys behind closed doors, digging deep into the data, well, they are making big predictions for 2026. Now, they now see gold hitting $5,000 an ounce. Wow. How about silver? We're talking about silver surging toward an unbelievable $100 an ounce. I'm going to tell you what, I'm not waiting until I see these prices in the headlines. I'm taking action now. That's why I am a customer of the best in the business, and that is Goldco. They are my number 1 pick for gold and silver. I trust them to help diversify and protect my retirement savings. Right now, they're offering you a free 2026 gold and silver kit, plus a limited time offer where you can get 10% instant match in bonus gold or silver just for getting started. Call now, 855-815-GOLD, or just go to HannityGold.com. That's 855-815-GOLD, or HannityGold, one word.com.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. Good news about a district where all the games are closed is even if you've got an 0-3 record, like Roswell does right now in boys basketball, just turn around some of these results a little bit and you'll be right back in the thick of it. Roswell on Friday lost to Clovis 57-54, and the Coyotes, that was at Clovis. The Coyotes will be back in action tonight at Hobbs. That starts at 7 o'clock. Remember, it was just a 68-66 loss to Hobbs that Roswell suffered just a few days ago. Meanwhile, Goddard is 10-12 overall, 1-2 in district play, and that's after losing to Artesia on Friday night by a score of 56-48. So Goddard will be playing at Portales this evening at 7 o'clock. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Little cold front dropping in, so we could get a few showers today, but rain rain chances are fairly low. We'll have some cloud cover, afternoon high in the mid-60s. Overnight, a shower possible till about midnight. We're in the upper 30s and low 40s, and then we're back to sunshine on Wednesday. Looks pretty nice, upper 60s. Warming up a little bit on Thursday with a mix of sun and clouds, mid-70s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Wall Street opened virtually unchanged this morning amid another flood of corporate earnings, while Japan's benchmark set another record after a historic election win for the nation's conservative prime minister. Shares of Coca-Cola slid almost 4% after the beverage giant topped Wall Street's profit expectations but fell short on revenue targets. Shoppers pulled back the pace of their spending in December from the month prior, closing out the holiday shopping season and the year on a lackluster note. The report issued by the Commerce Department raises questions about shoppers' ability to spend this year as they worry about a slowing job market. Honda reports a 42% drop in profit for the 9 months through December compared to a year ago. It marks the second straight year that profit declined during that period for Honda. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:57. Got a couple minutes here before we wrap up today's show. Don't forget Dion's Pizza tonight between 5 and 8 p.m. Head on over there and have dinner. And when you do, a portion of your dinner sales will go to Washington Avenue Elementary School. So if you come by, just come on in and sit down and eat. Or you can go online, Dion's.com, and dine in or pick up through the app. And again, between the hours of 5 and 8 p.m. this evening. And a portion of your meal cost will go right back to benefiting Washington Avenue Elementary School. So that is tonight only from 5 to 8 p.m. at Dion's. They're on South Main and West Wildy. Go have a pizza or a sandwich or a salad or all of the above. It's all good stuff there. Hey, this is pretty cool. I'm really just learning about this. There is essential veterinary care for folks in Roswell coming up here this weekend. The Wellness Wagon. It's a mobile veterinary clinic, and it's going to be in the Roswell area, providing free essential services for pets belonging to owners facing financial hardship. So if you need things like for your pets, including vaccinations, deworming, flea and tick medications, pet supplies, treatment for minor health issues, things like that, they can get a veterinarian looking at your pet there. They are accepting donations and things as well, too. So if you love this, but you don't need necessarily any veterinary care, but love to help them out, you can come by and make a donation. They do ask that to minimize exposure, all pets must remain in your car or home until your pet is actually requested by staff. So just you only leave the pet in the vehicle there. Now, they're going to be doing 2 events at 2 different locations here in Roswell this weekend. Saturday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, they're going to be at Westminster Presbyterian Church, 2801 West 4th Street, between the hours of 8 and 11. And then on Sunday, February 15th, between 8 and 11, they're going to be at Salvation Army at 612 West College Boulevard. For the remainder of the time, they'll be doing door-to-door calls. So visit their Facebook page, Wellness Wagon, for more information about that there. So we'll talk more about it tomorrow and rest of the week as well, too. We got to go. You're listening to 106.5